All right, everybody. My apologies for the my tardiness. I've been trying to jump on a couple panels today and make new friends, or I should say, try to make new friends. Um, and then after that, try to take care of some family business, have a little sex as well. That's not going to hurt, is it? And here I am. I was on Jeff is Here show for the first time. That was cool. I really liked that and got into some good debates. I thought that was cool. And want to post my StreamYard link because I don't want to be chatting to myself. There is the StreamYard link. Join the show. Try to turn my camera. There you go. Camera's on. Sancho the Avatar is here. How is everyone doing tonight? Everyone, please comment where you're typing from, what state you're touching base on Sancho Live tonight. I'm very interested to see where everyone's touching base from. Got into a very heated debate tonight on sovereign citizenship and what the hell that is. So I welcome everybody to hop on the panel and educate Sancho on a lot of things. Where's everyone from tonight? I still got to change my background too, so bear with me, guys. Panel link is there. Everyone's free to join in. You guys are starting the debates. If whatever debate you want to start, we'll get in. Hop on in, everybody. We got what state am I in? Half drunk. That is a state. That's a state of mind. I'm referring to residency state. Yeah. Alaska, California, shit like that is what I'm talking about. What's on everyone's mind tonight? Not every night is going to be Sancho controlling the topic. I kind of want to open the door to y'all and see what's on your mind tonight and what you guys want to kind of discuss. I don't want to ever not give you guys the reins to the show. Jim Walbert, you're more than welcome to come on panel tonight and have a discussion. I was talking to you a little bit in the chat earlier, another chat. Rada, you as well. Jimmy, haven't spoken to you. Hey, Southern. Is Southern the same person who defended me earlier? If so, thank you. I don't know if you are. I don't want to say all Southerns are the same after the word Southern, but yeah. Waiting on a couple people to hop on I've invited, so if I'm stalling, that's why. But I'm also adding my avatar. My overlay, I should say. Overlay. There it is. It's the Fight Pit. Open invite. If you ever need someone to take over your channel. Yeah. CCW suing me now? Every day there's somebody new suing me. Literally, every fucking day there's someone new suing me. What do you say to that? I mean, it's a, the more you expose, the more retaliation and the more negativity and all that shit. Do you mean CFW? And listen, let this guy sue me as well. I mean, let Jim Wolbert and Jimmy and Triple Stacks and my two Beagles jump in and sue me as well. Grateful Gal, you want to get on that too? Please do. It's the cool thing to do nowadays to say you're suing someone, but when you ask the person what you're suing for, they don't have an answer. That kind of gives you a good idea of what the fuck that means. But CFW. Yeah, I don't know if he's on, if the guy wants to be on my radar or not, to be honest. But I did have a debate with CFW tonight. I was trying to avoid having a conversation with CFW, and she jumped on a panel that I was on and essentially tried to get in with Sancho, and I kept holding her accountable for things that she has said, and she doesn't think I should do that to her. Um, she absolutely wants an olive branch with Sancho. I will tell you that right now. Sancho has a very attractive personality, let's just say. It's very difficult to stay mad at Sancho. You got to be really demented in the fucking brain to be super mad at Sancho. You know, and she wants him. She doesn't want me more. She wants to be left alone. A lot of these people want to be left alone, and they want to stay in their world, and they want to do and say whatever they want, and they want to get away with it with no repercussions. And I think that's not the world we live in. I think if anybody fucks up, they should be held responsible. Taryn is doing a video with me. We are collaborating on. We are still debating on what video to do, but we're having a conversation. Cav, you're oh yeah, absolutely ready to tap out. Cav, you're more than welcome to hop on this panel and kind of continue where we left off. I'm hoping the other individuals who are in there, Ross, I keep fucking the person's name up, and I'm sorry for doing so, is also more than welcome to come on. I invited them on. Here I am. It's the fight pit. I'm all by myself. More than okay with having a debate tonight about whatever you guys want to have a debate about. I invited Joe Cool to come on. He said he's going to hop on, so I'm waiting for him to come on. And a couple other people have been invited to come up, but you and chat. Come on up. Hop on and chit-chat with Sancho. I'm not saying we. I hate when people say we when it's just one person. Today I've been experiencing the other side of trolling. I think Kev made a good point earlier. I essentially was trolled. So people were being trolled by my fake account in believing that it was me, even though the image is like a giant stretched out photo of what you guys see on the top right. Hey, Gary Snowflake. Nice to have you in the chat tonight, Gary Snowflake. Have I ever talked to you before, Gary? If not, please hop on panel. I don't mind chit-chatting with you. I'll chit-chat with anybody. I don't ban people because of... I mean, there's nobody banned. Apparently a lot of people thought it was my profile. I know Kate from Asshole got tricked by it, I think, today, which was interesting. I had another one with the sombrero on it, which is what I have in chat all the time. I only use the yellow logo when I'm on panels. It's not my regular logo, my YouTube logo. But someone, I know who it is, because when that person disappears, the fake El Sancho shows up. So it's pretty obvious on who it is. Not many people are that invested in fucking with me like that person is. Right. It's not my real avatar, Taryn. That's a great point. But it's difficult when you're getting emails from screenshots of people who I thought would know better, thinking it was me bashing them for me not being on their show, which I thought they would know me better than that by now. Fuck. I was on Fuck the Police's live stream today. 4 or 5 people were lacing into people, and I was defending them. So I've been severely outnumbered like today, going up against 5 people at once, 3 people at once. And here I am all by my lonesome trying to get people to come on and let's go. I'm okay with getting triple-double teamed. I'm not going to back down from that fucking bullshit. Sancho's no scared of anybody. I'm a logo. I'm not a real person. You're not hearing actual words come out of my mouth. I'm an avatar. I'm a computerly generated avatar. And in between shows, I have to change my batteries like a vibrator. There's about a million other things that are battery operated, and Sancho had to go vibrator. I know. Sorry about that. So I guess we should talk about sovereign citizens. I think that was a good topic today. And trying to find out what the hell sovereign citizen is. Trying to figure out the definition of sovereign citizens and trying to figure out who in the community or in other communities are sovereign citizens and who we think in the chat are sovereign citizens. Here we go. I'm going to play this video right after the ad. And then after that, I want to get everyone's reaction. Hold on. Let me pause that. Who are sovereign citizens and are they above the law? So that's the conversation we're going to have. So Sancho's going to watch this for the first time and get educated.
In 2010, 2 police officers were shot and killed by sovereign citizens in Arkansas during a routine traffic stop. In most cases, sovereign citizens tend to be more of a nuisance than a deadly threat. They claim that U.S. law does not apply to them and refuse to pay traffic tickets and taxes. However, a 2014 survey of law enforcement officers found that sovereign citizens were the #1 threat in the U.S., more so than even Islamic extremists or neo-Nazis.
Whoa.
So what exactly is a sovereign citizen? Well, the concept is a little difficult to explain, mainly because it doesn't really make any sense. Basically, sovereign citizens believe that through a series of loopholes in common law court decisions, selective readings of the Constitution, and obscure tax codes, that they do not have to follow U.S. law. They tend to argue that because they never agreed to the federal government's authority, they cannot be arrested or charged with a crime. It is difficult to summarize the reasons behind this belief because every sovereign citizen tends to have their own interpretation of common law. Sovereign citizens often renounce their U.S. citizenship, driver's license, marriage license, voter registration, birth certificate, and anything else they see as a contract with the federal government. In nearly all cases, their claims are dismissed as frivolous. Most sovereign citizen organizations charge memberships or sell DVDs promising to explain how to achieve sovereign status. The movement was originally started by a 1960s Christian white supremacist group called Posse Comitatus. One of their core beliefs is that the United States is controlled by a global Jewish conspiracy. In order to distance themselves from supporting this government while still continuing to live within the US, they developed the belief that they are not subject to federal laws. The group is most known for pioneering techniques known as paper terrorism. This includes filing frivolous lawsuits, fake reports of tax evasion on government officials, and similar false documents. This forces their victims to spend time and money responding to these illegitimate claims, which sometimes even leads to bankruptcy. One of the simplest arguments against sovereign citizens is that the Constitution, and by extension the federal government, has express authority over citizens of the United States. This is according to Article 6 of the Constitution, known as the Supremacy Clause. Those who renounce their citizenship must do it in a foreign country and in front of a U.S. diplomat or consular. They cannot simply declare themselves sovereign while continuing to live in the United States. As of 2010, the Southern Poverty Law Center estimated that there were about 100,000 hardcore sovereign citizens. Another 200,000 have attempted sovereign citizen arguments against things like traffic tickets and taxes. Although their beliefs are completely illegitimate and born out of anti-Semitic racism, they are a disruptive and growing force within the United States. Although the fear of Islamic extremists has reached an all-time high in the United States, attacks are actually almost non-existent. Check out this video about what terrorist threats America is actually facing.
Only about 9.
That's really interesting, guys. What is everybody's thoughts on the sovereign citizen debate? What is the thoughts on what we just saw? And let's unpack that because it clearly states that you have to leave the country and to take sovereignness, and you can't do it in the country you live in, which is interesting. And I mean, is sovereigns, Joe? Please hop on the panel. I'm feeling lonely right now. I promise I'll play something for you as well. So are there, I mean, this is a couple of years ago, so, hang in there with that. But is this still an issue? Is it getting worse? Is it growing? What is it? That's my biggest question that I have about sovereign citizens. And number two, how many sovereign citizens are there out there, do you guys think? What is this? You guys didn't see the video? Wait a minute. There was no video? I'm just finding out now there was no video. Did I just watch the video by my fucking self and no one watched the video? Press 1 in the chat if you guys did not see the video. Press 2 if you did. Jesus, what a rookie mistake that I just made. You did get the audio version. All right, so you guys did hear I'm not that much of an idiot. What is this? Sancho, I just woke up again. I have one good arm, half body cast on me. You little Cornelio. Who's that? What does that mean, Swami? I have no idea what that means. So I didn't play the fucking video. Sorry. The audio is okay. You heard it. So what does everybody think about what you heard? Do you guys think I should play it again? No, you already heard it. So Ice Cold Audits, come on up. Yeah, fucked up there. I admit I made a mistake there. Yeah, please, Ice Cold, come on up. I gotta have a chit chat with you. Well, I'd rather you hear than fucking not hear or not see, to be blunt. So I fucked up, but it was like a 50% fuck up because I did share the screen and everything. I don't know what happened. Probably I didn't put it up on the screen. My fault. So what do you guys think about the sovereign citizen? Do we think it's something that is a problem? Do we think it's something that is bigger than we think? Do we think it's something that is slowing down? Do we think the movement's getting stronger? What do you guys think about that movement? And is there any middle ground between sovereign citizens and the opposing side? That's my other question, because I know with groups, it's good to have a middle ground. It's good to have a middle ground to agree on something. Long Island goof. I don't live in Long Island. I'm not a New Yorker. Thank you, though, for that, though. I appreciate that, Divine. So what do we think about this movement? Right there. Does the Generation Nation have a video on this topic? He's more than welcome to come on the panel and discuss if he does. Everyone like and subscribe to Sovereign Citizen to the Generation Nation if you already haven't. Please do. Mr. Cool, how are you tonight?
It's good, babe.
I feel like a rookie right now doing this, my guy. Seriously, what the fuck? There we go. That's a little better. Let's. I was kind of hoping to have that fight thing in the background, but Oh, that's why. I need to go to the actual background. So what's up with this sovereign citizen debate? What's is it strong?
Yes, I want to talk about. Is it the debate you said?
Is the movement strong? Is it something
movement.
are we worried about
The
it?
movement's strong. I would think not. And whoever gave you those stats, whoever made that video, I've seen too many fucking the only thing he got right was the estimation of how many people it was. But I've watched who does the terrorist attacks and all of that bullshit.
It was an older
That
video.
guy intentionally was I think that guy was intentionally misleading whoever he was. And I think you're being intentionally misleading because you're not even, when you say sob sit about auditors, that's not what you're talking about. Am I correct?
No, I wasn't
You're not
mentioning
talking about
auditors.
motherfuckers who kill
No,
cops
no.
and
No. Like auditors hasn't came out of my mouth yet tonight.
I didn't say it did. I'm saying when you're talking about auditors and sob sits or cop watcher as a sob sit, this is not what you're talking about, right?
No, I think you guys are two separate groups. It's totally different.
All right.
Do you remember? Here's the thing. Do you remember like a week or two ago when you were kind of questioning me when I was watching your videos and the word intervene? Like you used the word intervene, and what did I say? You weren't intervening. You were educating. And I wish you brought that up earlier. Like I watched your videos.
Remember. You just reminded me.
I watched your videos. I was literally complimenting what you do. And I was fucking like, wait a minute, what is going on here?
Sancho, which is why I'm watching you so closely. The same guy that did that is the same cat that was over here trying to mislead these guys and have them. What's up with that sovereign citizen shit? Knowing that you're implanting in their head that there are a lot of sovereign citizens in this fucking movement. That's why I read into it.
I was asking who do we think in the chat are sovereign citizens. I was waiting for any names. It didn't have to be. That's a fake emo, by the way, Golden Eyes, I believe. It's
thank you for that, bro, because I was about to say hi and all of that
I'm
shit.
legitimately waiting for names on who we think are sovereign citizens that won't have a problem saying they are. And I'd love to get these people on the show eventually to kind of get their side of things.
I disagree. I think you just want to paint a motherfucker in a certain picture. You just put a definition of a sob up there, and then you ask these niggas who's a sob. Through the gate, this is a misleading adventure.
That's a broad, in my opinion. It's a broad question. It's a broad question. Like you could, like if people said politicians, we would talk politicians. If people talked about celebrities, we talk about celebrities. I wasn't looking for there was no fishing pole.
There was no fishing pole?
No, there was no fishing pole.
You lied.
You think there was a fishing pole?
Undoubtedly. Not only that, there was a steering wheel. You were directing these guys.
Hold on. This is what I should have did when you came on. Hold on.
What is that, mom, nigga?
That's what I should have did. That's what I should have did. Yeah, exactly.
No, that's what I should have
done. That was going to be your intro when you came on, but I fucked up. That's how we get off.
No, you just made my fucking night. That just make me more fucking confused about
That's what's called getting on a good start. Okay. So I am here to be educated, and I'm here to be educated to the point where at the end of the education, I want it to be okay. You know what? I appreciate you. I appreciate your side. I appreciate your opinion.
All right. I got to be honest. I wanted to fight. I wanted to fight.
You wanted to fight who, me?
Yes. I like to fight. I can't lie. I thought I could pick one. I thought I had one here. But I feel like I'm monopolizing the conversation. Ice Cold, what's good, baby?
No, I wouldn't say you're monopolizing. I mean, Ice Cold and I have talked on Malloy. I mean, I've asked him a million questions about auditing. So I'm very well talented, my guy.
All right. Oh, that's good.
Like Tuesday nights, I can talk about a porn star who fucked 4,000 women, and on Thursday nights, I can talk about auditing, and Friday nights, I can do prank calls and shit. I'm trying to entertain the masses. In
I
my
appreciate
opinion,
that, and I
and
might
take
give
this.
you a hard time. I'm sorry, but I'm still probably going to continue to give you
I
a hard
want you to take this the right way because this is a new movement, in my opinion. The auditing community is very small, and I'm not focused on that community only because that
time.
community
I
is still
understand.
young.
No,
It's a
I
young
understand that.
community. The
I
gaming
understand.
community is gigantic. Name your best auditor. They go live. There's maybe 1,600 people. When these gamers go live, there's about 16K people watching, throwing money at them. There's
Yeah.
so many communities out there that I don't ever want to be pigeonholed to just one.
No,
And
I understand that. I understand that, and yes, when I was downtown, I had 1,000 niggas in YouTube and thought I was killing. It was 10,000 niggas in Twitch. I understand there are larger platforms, and I would say when I'm in Sound Mind's room, if there were 20 people in there, we'd lose our mind. I don't think that's never even got close to that shit. A dozen is a lot in that room. However, we do nothing but kick knowledge and science in that room and enlighten each other. So I expect it to be a small room. If I wanted to entertain myself and play video games, I expect that to be a large room. So I'm glad that you're over there doing that. And I expect us to be the size we are. And it's just going to make me keep fucking fighting and give the motherfuckers who do this more fucking props and more publicity. This is what I wanted to ask you. You wanted the answer of the people in chat. Who's a sob? I'm asking you, who's a sob in the movement in the community?
genuinely, I don't know. That's why I'm asking people to give me opinions so I can look, kind of take both sides of the opinion.
All right. Genuinely, you don't know, but you have an idea. Let's be honest with each other. Who's pointing that direction? I got motherfuckers who I would say and could say.
The only one I'm thinking who could be borderline, and again, I made a mistake today because I thought if I said it to somebody, they'd be proud of it, and I kind of misread that person because I literally thought that he was going to be like, "You fuck right, I am," and then I listened.
Okay.
Then I
Okay.
listened more, and I'm like, "Motherfucker, I should have said, in my humble opinion, I think you are," instead of what I said.
That was dope. That was dope, Sancho.
James Freeman, is that the only way we can go with that? I mean,
That
is it
is who
wrong?
I was thinking. I want to sit under that nigga and suck him up. Excuse me, that sounded horrible. I want to suck up his wisdom.
Do we think he's a sovereign citizen? Is it? Let me
No,
pose the
I
question.
think he would consider that an insult.
Okay.
I don't personally. I don't. I could be wrong, but
I don't
no.
want to insult anybody anymore. I don't.
Yes,
You know.
yes. I think. No, I don't think James would say that shit at all.
Who do you
If,
think, if anybody, is definitely a sovereign citizen? And then Ice Cold take it after.
well, had you not played that definition beforehand, which is why I'm so talking that misleading shit, I could have felt free to give you something. But now when I say, you've given the definition now, it changed things, which is why I'm saying you changed this whole conversation. That's why I say you guided it by showing that first, that's a sob, then going into who's a sob, guys. Oh my God, you just handcuffed the fuck out of me, Sancho. My person has to fit into that tight, well-defined, idiotic, small category.
Was the
It's
video not the right
impossible.
video to choose? It was like it was the first video I saw that I thought was educational. And
You
I
did
even
a
said I didn't
bad
watch the
job
video.
with speech. I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
I even said I didn't watch the video before playing it. So, like, did the video not come off as well as it should have?
It depends. If you're an evil as lunatic who has an agenda and wants and don't want fucking constitution, liberty, and freedom and wants to hurt motherfuckers like me, the video came off perfectly.
Ice Cold, what do you think?
I agree. I agree with what Joko said. And what's up, Joko? Not now. Not now, maybe later.
Are we able to say hello to Not Now real quick? So I'm just making sure there's no giant cock coming my way.
No, it's me. I'm on another account.
Good. Okay.
I've got multiple accounts.
Good.
Yes, you
I got a question for Joe. I got a question for Joe. So, Joe, you said he described a sovereign citizen. He already gave the definition of it.
He did. Did you not see it? It was brutal.
According to-
He got
whoa,
motherfuckers
hang on.
murdering. He got
According-
motherfuckers murdering cops and shit.
According to who?
According to his
definition belongs
definition
to?
of a sob.
It was the videos. It wasn't
But
mine. It was the
that's his
video.
opinion. That's his opinion.
Agreed.
Who makes the definition of a sovereign citizen?
Very good. Let's define it. Right? if it is that thing, if it is that thing where people think laws do not apply to them, I'm okay with that definition. That wouldn't make me a soft. However, I do agree with Martin Luther King. He was quoting St. Augustine, "An unjust law is no law at all." And one applied unequally, I'm fucking curious about that shit. So if those things make me a sob, I fall under that definition. If I'm motivated enough not to fucking, you don't like it, leave it. I think that's insane. Nigga, if you love it, you got to be willing to change it. That to me, if that makes you a sob, I am a sob. I'm diehard for my country. I may do it differently. Some nigga that think is the objective is to fucking comply.
So let me give you a perfect definition of a sovereign citizen. A sovereign citizen. You take one look at our government. Our government is a sovereign government. It says it on every legal federal piece of paperwork. It said sovereign government. So the true definition is a sovereign is a sovereign government.
Well, maybe
So
go ahead.
So I mean, is a sovereign someone that just don't believe the rules pertain to them? I don't think some of these rules pertain to me.
Oh,
I'm not sovereign. By no means am I sovereign.
Oh, right with me, Sancho. He on fire.
But by no means do I consider myself a sovereign citizen. By no means.
But both of us believe, not me and you and the fucking law, or us and the fucking law, believe that some, or maybe just people in general and the law believe some of these do not apply. You know, they were done for political reasons, or these niggas had low IQs or something, but I can't abide by that.
So do you think that the law that you should have a driver's license to travel upon a roadway is a law that you should have to follow?
I think it's insane, personally.
So you don't agree with that law? So that don't make you a sovereign, though, right?
It does not, because I have a license, I have insurance, I'm insured.
Well, that's neither here or there. That's neither here or there. It's what we believe. Not what we have. It's not material.
Man, thank you for that. Yes, that's neither here nor there, baby. It's what you believe.
Marijuana, the laws are fucking stupid. Absolutely fucking stupid, and they've been fucking stupid since day one. It's a plant. So I will back anyone who thinks the laws on marijuana are stupid. I think they're absolutely pitiful.
Well, let's not do the easy, baby. What about the nigga on the corner selling smack? Should he go to jail? And please don't dance. I'm going to tear you apart. Should the guy on the corner selling smack go to jail?
Where is it a school zone? Because that's where I think there's a problem.
Let's assume it's not.
Smack? Okay, let's talk about smack. What is your definition of smack? Cocaine
Blow
or
me,
marijuana?
nigga. You understand the question. Blow me. Stop it. Should that nigga go to jail?
Yes.
Motherfucker. My man. There you go. Now we got
people. Because it overdoses. If something, like, there's no such thing as overdosing the weed. You become a fat fuck.
Yes, but alcohol niggas get drunk and kill niggas every day. You know, if you're doing it with alcohol, you kind of got to do it with smack.
I think the laws about alcohol. I think the fact that alcohol was the only thing allowed during this fucking shutdown speaks volumes. It's such a moneymaker. All the lives lost because of alcohol. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah. It's so you believe the nigga that go to the liquor store and buy alcohol should go to jail as well?
I just bought a 12-pack when I was talking to you, but there's a difference between
the nigga drinking
and
alcohol. Should that nigga go into the 7-Eleven, go to jail, and the nigga behind the counter go to jail for selling him that shit that kills people when in drunk driving incidents? Should he go to jail?
A lot of restaurants stop people from driving when they're too drunk because they don't want to.
Okay, what about the guy? Yeah, what about the guy behind the counter in 7-Eleven? Should he go to jail?
No, because it's up to you as a responsible adult to consume responsibly.
But it's not up to the nigga buying smack, nigga. I like my heroin. I don't get the same decision alcohol nigga do. Why not?
Hang on, let me give you an example.
The lethalness.
So here's
the alcohol is more deadly than in squares is more deadly than all illicit drugs. Wait, alcohol and alcohol in squares is more deadly than all illicit drugs combined, plus the accompanying murders. Alcohol and squares are far more deadly, both of them. So again, I ask you, should the nigga selling alcohol go to jail?
No.
But they do.
So what about the nigga selling smack on the corner?
No.
I
Let me hear
think
you, let me hear you say it. Don't dance, nigga.
there's no dancing. There's no dancing.
Well, let
I
me hear you
just
say
think
it. The nigga selling smack. Yes or no? You say yes, you do.
absolutely because it has a higher fatality rate
He
on the
does not. I
first
Says
just
who?
one.
explained to you that
Says who?
alcohol has a higher fatality rate. Get
I'm
out of that
Googling.
fucking cognitive dissonance. Okay, assume I'm right. We don't know. Let's assume we've gone theoretical. Assume I'm right, and alcohol is more deadly. The nigga selling smack. Does he get off for the nigga selling alcohol? Does he go to jail?
It's a job. I mean, you have to. There's no such thing as consuming heroin responsibly, Joe Cole.
I disagree, nigga. I did it for years and was successful at it and sold it. Fuck is you talking about?
There's a lot of people who don't take heroin
I agree. It's
responsibly.
a lot of niggas who get drunk and have car accidents. You have no argument here so far. They are equivalent. Let me explain. Let me put forth my fucking hypothesis. You are stuck in that. You must believe the law. You must follow law for whatever reason. It is your God now. It is your religion. The mere fact that I bring up these questions make you uncomfortable, and you can't bring out your mouth to fucking to use basic logic because you have to maintain whatever fucking friendship, relationship, theoretical relationship you have with that entity. I've put forth that as your God.
So can I
No,
say something real quick?
I'm actually googling the highest fatality between. I'm trying to either back up or
So
debate.
hang on. So there is 88,000 people,
Go ahead.
give or take, die a year from alcohol. There is only 38,329 that die from heroin per year. Alcohol is the worst thing that could be on the streets as far as a, I ain't gonna call it a drug, but I would call it an addictive source. See, here in the state of Oklahoma, the bartenders, the store clerks can be held accountable if they sell alcohol to someone that is already intoxicated and they get in a wreck down the road. They can go to jail for that. Don't agree with it, but then again, they shouldn't have sold it to them either. That's the bartenders. They get a license. That's the chance they take.
I do a lot of like community cleanups, and I do see a lot of needles
Yeah, I
in
found it.
parks with kids. That's
Yeah.
dangerous.
You're right.
I do see nip bottles as well. But what's more like dangerous, a sharp like needle or a nip bottle?
Or a broken beer bottle in the ditch with the kids playing, or on the playground with swings, dragging their feet.
Which is more dangerous? You
Well,
have
alcohol had a higher mortality rate because it's legal and accessible. I'm not repeating after that.
I would hey, even with that argument, I would agree. But alcohol was the exact same during prohibition, right? That's where all the thugs were. These people were labeled thugs. They kill each other. The government said it was legal. People's mind switched and they think that shit's okay.
I disagree. If heroin was as accessible as alcohol, it'd have a higher fatality rate.
If it was accessible, I disagree, nigga. You think motherfuckers gonna run out and buy fucking heroin just
Hop
because
on.
it's legal? I
Hop
think
on,
you cats
Southside.
are
You have my back
insane.
earlier. Hop on debate. Joe Cool's in the
Harry
fight
said-
pit. Come on, Southside. Let's go.
You can get heroin on any day of the week. There's more heroin in jail than there is anything else. For fuck's
There
sake.
is, right? I had to break my habit in jail, and them niggas was trying to get me to blow every day.
It's just as accessible as any other. Once again, addictive substance.
Joe, what's your take on Narcan? Is it a problem or is it something that should be gone away with or what?
I carry one my damn self. Matter of fact, somebody suggested that I have one, and they hooked me up with someone who gave me one because I run into so many of them. I've never used it, but I think it's a great fucking idea.
What's up, Southside?
What's up, man? I'm on to I am doing both. I just had to jump in real fast, man. On that note, I gotta disagree with that, man. Heroin is not as accessible as alcohol is, man. I didn't grow up in a household where I could open up a cabinet and there was a bag of heroin there, but I did grow up in a household where I could open up the fridge and there'd be alcohol, where I could open up a cabinet and there'd be alcohol, and it caused me to partake in it at a lot younger age. If heroin was accessible to teens and minors the way alcohol is, it would have a higher fatality rate. I can guarantee it. Because imagine your 8-year-old son. Imagine your 8-year-old son sneaks a beer out of the fridge. He won't OD. Imagine your 8-year-old son finds your smack and sticks it in his arm. He's dead instantly.
So are you basing your personal
I'm going off of
and
statistics.
life?
I'm going off of statistics. You go in
What
any household.
statistics?
You go in any household in America. What do you find? You will
I
most
can tell you
likely find
Northside. I can tell you
alcohol.
Northside,
Oh,
you're find
nice,
smack.
bro. Nice.
You will
Northside,
most
you're find
likely
smack.
find in any household in America. You have a 90% chance of finding alcohol. In any household in America, you have a 30% chance of finding heroin.
Where'd you get your percentages
Well,
at?
well, well, wait.
I'm going off
Go
of
with
people I know.
percentages.
I'm going
Yeah,
off of people I know.
yo. Listen, let's go with your percentages. Here in my neighborhood, it's just as accessible. We can use my neighborhood as an example.
Oh, okay. I got it.
Everybody,
Come on, man. It ain't that accessible. It is. There's no way heroin is as
How don't you
accessible as
even know what
alcohol.
the fuck I'm finna say when you take the first part of it?
Because you just said in your neighborhood it is just as
Yes, but you
accessible.
didn't even
You
know
just
what
said
the
in your
fuck I
home.
was going with that.
You
That's
just
like
said in
me
your
saying,
home, though.
I grew
Hold
up in a
on,
neighborhood
hold on,
that's
hold on.
heroin. Like we got them. We call them tecatos in San Antonio. People that are
that's
super
a
hard
great
heroin
reason
addicts.
that I don't get to finish
You-
my point, whatever you're
Hold
about
on.
to say now.
1 second, Southern.
Eh,
But 1 second, Southside. Two things. All right. 1 second. All right, Joe. Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, listen, let's take my neighborhood for example. It is just as accessible to everyone in my neighborhood as alcohol is.
Hold on,
I was
okay.
the only cat out of 6 that did smack in my family. Most families do not run the streets and do the crazy shit I do and did.
Thank
Uh,
you. You kind of proved my point right there.
I'm
Most
okay with
families
that.
don't do what you did. That proves my
Yeah.
point. I'm not saying that you can't go buy it on the corner. What I'm saying is if I wake up in the middle of the night and sneak into my parents' bedroom, I'm more likely to find an alcohol bottle than I am a smack kit. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that I can't go buy it. What
I'm
I'm
saying
saying is
here you are more likely to
accidental
find
death
smack, most definitely, because I
than
had plenty of
alcohol.
that shit than alcohol in my
Oh, come
fucking
on, man.
neighborhood.
I agree with that.
I don't doubt that it's there, but smack
Listen,
more than
listen.
alcohol. Let's be realistic. With
Let's
the
be
highest,
realistic. I
the
don't know where
biggest
you
drug
think I stay.
addiction,
Let's talk about the heroin addicts
the
on
biggest
my block
addiction in
alone.
America is alcohol. The
I'm
biggest
not
addiction in
talking about
America is
alcohol.
alcohol.
I'm trying to differentiate my neighborhood. No one on my block. Very few have alcohol problems. Many have heroin problems. Heroin is in all these homes. You misjudge what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. In my home, it was the same way. There's way more smack in this crib on any given day. What used to be. In most of these homes, everybody's still on that shit. There ain't no kids run up on alcohol. That's not even a fucking problem here. Maybe when you throw in the rest of America, that's a deal. Here, it's smack. And I know what I'm talking about.
It's a community-based debate. My community might be ravaged by something, and your community might
Okay.
not be. That's
I'll
what it is.
agree to that. I'll agree to that. I'll agree to it being a community-based
on a
agreement.
personal level. You can't go personal level when you're talking
Oh,
to mass majority.
That's
You
what I'm
can't do it.
saying. I'll agree that it's a community-based addiction because here in San Antonio we have neighborhoods that are like that. But when you talk about which is more deadlier, we're talking on a whole as the United States of America, which is a deadlier drug and has a higher chance of a fatality rate. It is heroin. If heroin was
All right,
accessible,
okay, let's
because
everybody.
think about it.
We're
Let's
gonna
think like this.
wait.
I'm gonna put your
I'm gonna give you
hold on.
that.
Let me finish. I'm gonna put your neighborhood on a grand scale. If your neighborhood was the way, if America mimicked your neighborhood in its accessibility, which do you think would have a higher fatality rate, alcohol or heroin? If it mimicked your neighborhood only, specifically your
I
neighborhood, if the
think
rest of America looked like your neighborhood,
heroin,
which would have a higher fatality rate? Thank you. That's what
heroin.
we're trying to say.
Again, your
That's
Okay,
all we were trying to
wait.
say.
Let
That's
everybody
all we were trying to say.
stop,
Thank you.
please stop. Now I'm gonna shift the conversation a little bit because I think it shifted from what the point is. Let's assume that heroin is more deadly and alcohol is less. That's why alcohol gets a pass. Is that
No,
our fucking
I'm not saying
No,
why it gets a
that's
pass.
where I
I'm
want
just
to take
arguing.
this conversation. I'm not saying
I
that's
agree.
your assessment. I want to go
Yeah.
here now.
Okay,
So
cool. I'm totally fine with that. I just wanted to put that. My argument was the deadlier of the
okay,
two.
got
That
you,
was my
got
argument.
you. I got you. Now let's stay with this. Let's move. Come on, I can't see no fucking body. All right.
Sorry.
Just,
No, I'm
just,
trying to walk
just
back and forth in the
do
light.
me.
I'm trying to walk back and
I
forth
was
in the
Joe,
light.
backing
Not
up
you,
the
not you.
ring.
That comment threw me
I
like a
was backing
motherfucker,
up the
yo. I
stats,
feel like I'm
Joe.
looking you in the eyes, bro. I
You're
feel
in
like
Chicago, right? You're in Chicago, right?
Yes, I am.
I was playing that's a drug stat from Chicago in 2016.
Because Chicago's a large hub of drug capital, because it's also been a place of major drug seizures. In 2016, there were 438 drug reports for items seized by Chicago law enforcement.
There you go.
Yes. All right. Let me change the subject, guys, please, because this is where I was trying to go with Sancho. So why or do we even agree that assuming heroin is more dangerous, and all of us has something in our head how much more dangerous than alcohol, but alcohol kills like a some bitch. Let's assume somebody gave the stats earlier. Is that a reason why alcohol should be legal and heroin should be illegal? Is that a
No,
good reason?
no, because I agree with you, Joe. I believe alcohol shouldn't be as accessible and legal as it is now. I'm not pro alcohol, so I would probably side with you in this argument. I don't think it should be where it is
I
today in
think
the
you're gonna be
category level.
surprised. I think all that shit should be legalized.
So,
I
oh
think it
wow,
has
see,
to
I
be.
disagree.
So how you
Wait,
gonna put restrictions
Sancho,
on people?
Sancho. This was all to get your opinion on what we're talking about.
Is it
Is
fan
that a
noise me
difference?
or is it Southside? Who's doing the fan noise? Is it me? I hear
Uh,
wind.
It's
I don't.
me. I'm muting.
Oh, it's you. Okay, I thought it was my fan. Alcohol has killed many, many lives, and it's very loosely monitored. Right? It's not monitored at all. To be blunt, I mean, when I was
Yeah.
a kid, like you can hang out outside the liquor store and get someone old enough to get you some beer and get you some liquor, get you some Mike lemonade. It's the problem is it's so beneficial that it's never going to stop, and it definitely needs stricter guidelines, in my opinion.
I'm sorry,
Restrictions.
Sancho. You're gonna give me giving you a hard time. I'm gonna just be nice and say
Hold on, let me
the
roll
question.
one up. Go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna be nice and say the question was, should heroin be, since we've come to the conclusion that it's more deadly, should it be illegal, and alcohol, which is slightly less deadly, be legal? Is that different? Where we're gonna set what's legal and what's not is where
No,
I'm going with this, and I like where you.
so I think I know where you're going with this, Joe, and I kind of agree with you, but like I said, where my point differs, I do believe in responsible drug users. So I do believe people should have the choice to get high. I do believe in that. You know what I'm saying? I know many people that can handle this shit and produce a daily life on any drug. But as a mass society, no, I don't, because there's inherent risk that comes with abuse and addiction with these high deadly
Agreed, and
drugs
it's
that
your
I'm not
job to
willing to.
determine my inherent risks. It's your job to protect me and two grown men. If I want to take a chance, it's your job to protect me.
100. No, it's not. As I say, like that's where we differ. I'm looking out more, like I said, for my child's sake, not your sake, for my child's sake. And I don't want. I
I'm
personally choose to
asking,
not
why
have
do
it
you
as
get to
accessible.
intrude? Why do you get to intrude into my affairs is what I'm wondering. How come I just can't be allowed to do my own thing? Why should my shit be illegal? It may sound insane as fuck to you that this nigga
No,
likes smack.
no.
But wait, but he's not taking any food out the kids, their clothes, they're going to school, he's doing all of that shit. He's got a
You're right.
job.
I understand that. I know, and I say I know people that are like that, but the majority of them aren't like that. And unfortunately, a civil society needs laws. And at times, laws aren't as solid things. Laws need to adapt and absorb with time. And right now, in this day and age, America isn't ready for all drugs to be legal. We're not Amsterdam. You know
Once
what I'm
again,
saying?
where do you get
In 10 or 20
from?
years,
Oh, daddy.
in 10 or
You're
20 years,
dead. You're
it can
dead. You're
evolve.
making decisions for all
No,
Americans.
in 10 or
You
20
pimp,
years,
you.
in 10 or 20 years, when we've seen that people can control regular use of drugs,
Yeah.
maybe we can legalize it. But laws need to be there,
You
in my
know what,
opinion, and
Kennedy?
laws are fluid and need to move with times. And right now, and like I
You
said,
know
you asked
what
for my
Kennedy
opinion.
said?
You asked for my opinion, and
I
in my
appreciate
opinion,
your opinion. I
society
appreciate
isn't
it. You know
ready
what
for
Kennedy
legal
said?
drug use.
I appreciate it. I understood you. You know what Kennedy said when Martin Luther King went to him, and with all these riots happening, and he told him in public that yes, we got to do something about it. We're gonna do the civil rights shit. When he got there, dude said it's not time. We are not ready. Give it 20 or 30 years, it'll be time.
Okay,
And
then answer me this. Okay, but this
wait,
goes into
and
yours
then
too.
I'm almost done. And King told him, justice delayed is justice denied.
Okay,
We
but give
do
me
it
this.
now.
We legalize drugs. What says a 16-year-old, like they're doing now with voting? They want to give 16-year-olds the right to vote. So let's say a 16-year-old doesn't come to you and say, hey, that's my right to do heroin, bro. Who are you to tell me no? What do you say to that? Then what do you say when a 14-year-old backdoors
I'll
and
give
says,
you an
it's my
answer
right to
first.
choose? You
Yes,
see what I'm
yes.
saying? Like it's a
Yes, here's
domino
my
effect.
answer. Here's
No,
my answer. They are
absolutely
not
not.
adults. Their
Absolutely
mom
not.
and dad
But
still make
They are.
decisions.
who are you?
That's
But then
my answer.
their answer is who are you to say they're not an adult? Who
It
are you to
doesn't
make that
matter
decision for them?
because I'm
I
mom and
know. I'm
dad.
the
Exactly,
I'm
one that
making
gave
the
birth to
rules.
you.
exactly.
I'm
This
the
is a
It's a
person
ridiculous
who's
revolving
born like
decision.
a
door.
This is
That's
not
my
open
point.
to
It's a
debate.
revolving
In my
door.
house, This is a
No.
dictatorship. You're still a child. That doesn't compare to a grown man in no way.
Unfortunately, in America, that's where the voting comes into play, and that's where laws get made. If you know, like I said, laws are fluid and need to change and evolve with the society. So when society feels like it's reached that point that drug use is as people can handle it, then maybe like I said, maybe they'll do like Amsterdam and legalize all that.
But saying when society decides, who is deciding for society?
Society,
nobody making my decisions.
We do.
Who said that?
When we elect, when the masses, because again, in your household it's a dictatorship, but America belongs to all of us, so we all have to find a middle ground.
So the masses get decide when the masses determine that gay people need to go to jail because they're in the majority.
And then you know what? You speak up against that, and you speak up against that, and people support your cause, and that's how things get changed. That's when it happens. You know what I'm saying? Right now, people don't see positive.
Slowly.
You tell me,
accept it until it changes. We just accept that shit.
No, we'd be a part of it, but like I said, if there's not worth the change, because personally, I don't see worth legalizing everything. I know from personal experience too many people that would fuck their lives up with legal drug use, and it would not benefit them.
And I know, and it makes you think you have the right to tell another grown man what to do with his shit because you're afraid. I'm
looking out.
I don't think you should carry a gun, Southside. Too many people have died for those. You're not able to make that decision.
You have the right. You have the right to feel that way. And you know what? And until they take it from me, I'm going to continue to do so. And when they do attempt to take it from me, if people believe the way I do, then something will stand up and get done about it. But like I said, it depends on the masses.
Let me say something real quick. So, Southside, I want you to realize this. So everything you've based your references off of is your personal life experience.
Because we can all only use personal life experiences. People can put data in front of us all we want, but we can only relate to things we know. Joe can relate to his life, and I can relate to my life. That's all we can actually use.
You can do both, and you better do both. You better relate to your experience, and you better be wise and learn from other people's experiences.
I learn from other people's experience, but I can only relate to what I know. I can't say that because you live something. I know what you've been through because I don't know what it's like to be a black man in America. I can say I think I know, but I will never know. You get what I'm saying? I can only know what I relate to.
And see how people act and react.
Oh, I do. Like I said, trust me. Like I said, I've been through the system. I've been through all this stuff. I know how it works.
Yourself.
No. I don't base my opinion. I base my opinion off of what I live and know, but I do take into account other people's opinion onto how I think. If someone brings up a point that sways the way I thought about it, then yes, that affected my way of thinking, but it wasn't them.
But you're basing your opinion off what you know, your personal life experience.
I have to, because if I base my opinion, hold on, if I base my opinion off of what Joe knows, it means nothing because I don't know what Joe knows.
You're on solid ground there, Southside. You're on very solid ground with that.
You know what I mean? Like I can't say that, you know. I don't know what Joe knows, so to say that I'm arguing from Joe's point of view would be completely. But then how can I argue from his point of view?
But all things originate from what we know. This is why he's writing what he said. And then this, okay, in my opinion, that's what they originate. But a grown motherfucking man seeks other sources. Every time a child says, "Ow, it's hot." "Ow, that's a bush." A grown man seeks outside shit.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm not gonna walk away from this hating anybody. This is a learning experience. You know, I'm gonna take what Joe and what you and what everyone has to say, and it's gonna evolve how I think.
I'm not trying to be an asshole.
But no, that's what I'm saying. I don't think you are by no means. Yeah, by no means.
I don't think you understood me. Was that what you about to say? No.
Well,
did you understand my kid analogy?
Yeah, I understand. I understand his analogy. I mean, I understand to a T. But what you failed to realize, in my opinion, is that you know, I sit back and I watch people on a daily basis.
Yes.
I have went literally and just walked around blocks of downtown and watched people. Watch their reactions, the way other people walk by them. So when I judge my opinion and my percentages and my theory, my statistics, I base it off not what I've lived because it's me, but what I've seen everybody else living.
Okay, but exactly, but it's what you saw.
Hang on. Once again, going back to what he said, I can't know what's in his head. I can't know what's in your head. I can't know what the next guy's head is. I don't need to know what's in his head. I want to know his actions. His actions.
Can I point out one thing? Can I point out one thing to what you said?
Sound like you two agree.
We do, but like I say, it's the one word he's saying there is like when he watches people, he understands, he perceives, he decides, he chooses. Like it's still off of you. That's what I'm saying.
It's
Like
still his
I learn from
experience.
other
That's what I
people.
saw
Yeah,
too. That's what
I
I
learn
saw
from
too.
other people. I continue to, man. Everyone I run into,
Well,
whether it's
talk
a
about
positive
learning.
or
Talk
negative,
about
I
being
learn from
syndrome.
everybody. But
Hold on.
Talk about learning.
my experiences can only come from me. Like even
Let
if I watch
Sancho, the
someone,
host, is trying to say something, guys.
Let's get Ice Cold Audit's thoughts on this. He's been very quiet.
Yeah.
I want to get some
I'll
voices.
be right back. I'm gonna get me a Diet Coke. I'll be right back.
All right.
Ice Cold,
Yes, sir.
what's your thoughts on
Yes,
all
sir.
this?
I'm just listening.
No, baby, it's time to do that thing. Fuck that. As long as you up here, baby. Fuck that. Kick in, right? Kick in.
me chain smoking another cigarette. I love
Look,
debates.
if
I
this
do,
illiterate
man.
motherfucker can bring something to the table. Ice Code, you can bring something to the table. And I'm the most illiterate motherfucker on this panel.
Come on, baby. Be an asset. Sharpen me. Here's an opportunity. Don't let Joe get off here with his crazy ass. He's doing too much dumb shit. You better sharpen me. I'm gonna stay wild. You better sharpen me.
I mean, all of you have a point, and you know, I mean, you can find heroin anywhere. You can find beer anywhere. You could, but no matter what, both of those is still gonna kill you.
But there's no
Agreed.
Narcan for alcohol. There's no
Agreed.
there's no Narcan for alcohol where it's like I've seen so many people been revived by Narcan dozens of times. It's just to the point where it's like, what are we doing? What are we doing if
Yeah.
we're
If everybody not carrying this shit by now.
if we're
Yeah.
overdosing on purpose to be Narcan? And correct me if I'm wrong, Joe. The Narcan does provide a little bit of a high in itself, no?
Yeah, it does. Just a little
It
bit.
takes away it takes away everything that dope had. All that shit you invested in that dope, that high is gone.
Okay, so it's like hitting a brick wall, I assume. Like you're high as
it
fuck,
bring-
and then wham, you're just like fucking. You're
It's
so
like
dead.
the
And it's worse
Nah,
than
it
that.
brings
You're
you
gonna
down
be
slowly.
ill as fuck. It totally knocks it out your system.
Okay,
Anybody
alright.
that does smack knows that. Oh my
Yeah,
god, he just hurt me. Nobody wants that shit.
All right. I don't know. I don't know from personal experience. Luckily, like I said, I've got a huge addictive personality, but luckily I was afraid of needles growing up, so I never fucked with it, man.
I've
Like,
never put a needle in my arm, man, but I've
that's what I was
smacked
gonna
every
say.
day.
I didn't learn till I think I was 27. I didn't learn that I could fucking snort it, and I told him by then. I was like, well, I'm already
Thank God.
over that. You
God
know what I'm
is
saying?
good.
Because
Yes.
dude, had I learned that shit when I was younger, I swear to God, I'd have been one of them guys in the streets,
God
man,
is
with
good,
the
right?
fucking with the bottle, asking for change, getting high. God is great. You know?
Wow,
That's
this
right.
is someone saying that Narcan saved Prince.
This is a good point. I've seen it before with people get revived. They get violent because they're disoriented and they don't know what the hell's going on for.
That's funny, AP.
All right, so I'm going to ask the next question, but I think I already know Joe's answer. What do we think about safe injection sites? Do you want a safe injection site in your community, and if so, why?
Safe injector, meaning junkies can go do that thing.
Yep.
Of course, I'm down.
Like,
And
okay.
why? Because I believe any road, when you step down that road telling a grown man what to do, you are playing you're risky. You're doing something very risky. So I believe that the first thing these laws need to do, that we make, and we need laws as a community, is make sure that that man is not encroached on. He needs to be able to make a living. All these things that were promised to us and taken. He needs to be able to make a living. Unmolested religion, unmolested, and all this. So yes, if that's what's happening, we must adapt. As someone was saying, they must be allowed to do this. I don't see no other choice. The alternative is now suddenly the masses become powerful. Who's ever in control determines my life for 4 years. Then the next knucklehead, and I don't like him either. What the fuck are we doing? Oh my God, I have to vote for this nigga that's gonna stab me. What do I get to vote for the nigga hitting me with a bat? You go down that road once you start curbing the motherfucker judge, and well, you shouldn't drive that car, it goes too fast. All Lamborghinis are outlawed. Yes, more people die at 110 miles per hour. That's insanity.
I'm gonna agree with Joe, but then I'm gonna bring up a point that
Yeah,
kind of disagrees with them. first I'm gonna say is I do think we should have these safe houses, but it's a catch-22. Like you said, if we can mandate that they're secure and they won't get kicked in and raided, I'm all for these little fucking safe zones, because that will start to show what I was mentioning earlier. If we could show a responsible use of drugs and a responsible manner, that's what these
Yes.
safe places will show, that people can do it responsibly. So society may open up to legalizing them one day. But again,
No,
we
I
have
don't believe that. No, that's where we disagree. I don't believe that it's
as
up to society. We have to perform a certain way,
again.
and then
Let's say, okay,
society.
let me finish my
Wait,
let me
wait,
finish
wait,
my thought.
wait.
Let me finish
Oh,
my
I'm
thought. I
sorry.
didn't
I'm
even finish
sorry.
my
I
yeah.
thought you were done.
No,
Yeah.
because I'm gonna go into something else, which goes into
Well,
what you were
then
going
let me
with.
say this then before you go into
All right,
something
go ahead,
else.
go ahead. Well, because it's the
That
same
we
thing, but go ahead.
disagree. Yeah, we disagree there because fuck, I lost this Southside. You continue. Go ahead.
My bad. Like, okay, what I'm gonna go with. Like I said, I agree with it because it'll show the progression we need to show responsible use to get it like across the
There it
board,
is.
like marijuana and everything else. Go ahead real fast, Joe, before you lose it. I'm gonna let
Yes,
you go.
yes, yes, right on. It would show the responsible use, and then they would give us the privilege of doing a thing that should have already been ours. I'm not okay with performing a certain way before you can I can get your permission to do a thing, because that turns down to me in the streets filming motherfuckers, because the police believe I don't get justice unless I behave properly, and they determine properly. This is where
I'm
this line of thinking goes.
I said I'm not knocking you for that, okay, but but that actually leads me into a second thing. Let me go into the second thing real fast. When you said that, okay, in your house it's a dictatorship, in America it's not. Imagine your
Yes.
house not a dictatorship. Imagine 3 of y'all living in that house, and all
I'm
three of
talking
y'all
about
have
kids,
different
just
opinions.
with kids. If we're
No,
doing
no, no, no.
adults, let me know.
Okay, no, yeah, we're gonna do adults right now, to where your house
Okay.
is a country. Your house is a sole country to its
Yes.
own, and there's
All
3 people
right. Okay.
living there that all
Yes.
have equal say. All
I
right.
see where
How
you're
do
going.
and
Yes.
exactly how do you decide what's best? 2 or more, right? It would take 2 of y'all to outvote the other person, right? In order for
Wait,
what you
wait,
would deem.
wait. You only get to decide on his actions when they affect yours. You two don't get to decide if this nigga drinking if he not fucking with
Okay,
y'all. Because
but
it's
that
two
leads
of
to my
y'all.
point. Listen, but that leads to my point. I have children that live in this house now, and you're
Now you
drinking, you're
bringing
drug, not your.
children. I told you if
Okay,
we're gonna
again,
do children, let me know.
we have to, because when we look at a country
Well,
is
yes,
mixed in
that
of adults
changes
and children.
everything.
So, like I said, your house is a country. Your house being a country, and there's 3
Yes,
adults that make the decisions. 3 adults. All right. There's children in
yes,
the house, but solely 3 adults. All right.
yes.
1 adult wants heroin legal. 2 adults don't. What do you like? And you're the one that would want. You could pick a side. I don't matter which side. But what do you do in that case, when in that scenario? How do you appease the household?
I think you absolutely must let that nigga go with whatever the fuck he said, and if and when and until it affects you. As long as
So
that
when
shit
my
doesn't
child
affect.
dies. So when my child
No,
dies, I have
nigga,
to wait for
no.
my
If
child to
you
die.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying if you see he leaving that shit out or something where even something has happened where that child's in danger, now is when the two of them get the
Okay,
vote and all
boom.
that.
Thank
There's
you,
no,
because
yes,
that's where it goes into play. In America, there is a big problem with children and drugs in general, not just heroin. I'm gonna go into drugs, alcohol included, drugs
yes,
in general. There's a huge
yes,
problem with children and drugs. So that's where
yes.
I'm coming from as a parent and as someone in society. I'm
Well, if
looking at it
you're
from my
going to
child's standpoint.
societal, then
With
there is a
society,
parent.
your
Then
household
there,
is a
wait, wait,
society.
wait, wait,
Your
wait.
household would be a society.
No. You just took it to a larger level. If we're doing that, talking about the country, those children have a parent, and now they are law. They are law in that house until that kid's 18 or however that shit's gonna go. So again, the kid is taken care of, and the
No,
government
but
don't get to
your
decide its
household is a
parent.
society. No, your household is a society. There's more than one. There's more than one
I'm
family, so
saying
it's a
you jumped
society.
to a big thing. That's why I
No, I'm
went
not.
there.
I
If you
said
stayed in
society.
the middle
I
of the
said
thing, I
society.
would have.
All I said was society, and you made it nation. I'm still referring to your household, because your household is a society. There's 3
Okay.
adults and multiple families, so
All
it's a
right. Then
society.
as long as that guy drinks,
Are you
does
sovereign?
drugs, whatever the fuck he does, as long as it don't affect me or one of them kids, he need to be allowed to do that shit.
So that's my point. So when it
James,
affects you or one of those kids, then he loses his rights. So again, you straddle that line as well when it comes to that. But which leads me to my next point, which what you're bringing at.
yes.
There's an organization. Hold on. There's an organization that runs with LGBTQ right now, and LGBTQ is also trying to get them into the foreground of a sexuality. Do you know what I'm talking about right now?
Hold
These
on,
people
hold
are
on.
trying.
All right, James, what's your thoughts on all this?
Well, my thoughts on it is Ain't no damn sovereign citizen nowhere got a goddamn thing to do with what I put in my body. I thought the subject was sovereign citizens, but if it's drugs, oh, I'll tell you straight up, I don't do any, but it ain't nobody's goddamn business if I did. You know, that's a bunch of bullshit. Go read the Constitution. It's real simple.
Okay, then my point is still to y'all's
Now,
point.
if I kill somebody to get some drugs, then I committed a crime. Throw me in jail.
Amen. I agree. Now let me go to my next point now that Joe's back. My next point is, like I said, there's an organization known as NAMBLA that is now trying to to get in Congress and other in society to recognize pedophilia as a sexual orientation, and they're saying the exact same thing you are. Who are you to tell me who I can and can't be in love with? How do you answer that? How do we tell these people, if we give the drug users the right to be free and have all the drugs you want, how do you not justify that?
Again.
Okay, what drug sticks a dick up a kid's ass, moron? That's a stupid question.
I know kids who have OD'd off of different drugs, and I'm sure Joe does too. So don't sit here and make it seem like kids don't die from drugs every day.
I'm not making it
not from me, dude.
Alcohol included.
Being horribly mischaracterized.
No,
right
I'm not
now.
saying you, Joe. He's making it seem like right now that only pedophiles hurt kids. Drugs.
Oh, you're a fucking moron.
Just as much.
Hey, how the fuck we gonna talk if you just jump up here and curse niggas out?
One at a time.
Did you have a point or something to add?
One at a time. One at a time. Everyone's good.
Yeah, my point is, what the fuck does changing the thing in the middle solve anything? Okay? Kids are kids. Adults are adults.
Right, I agree. You keep throwing kids
Okay?
into this.
Anybody that harms a kid, anybody would say, kill them.
Hey, that's my point. That's my point. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. And just the same way y'all are going to sit here and say that you can take the rights. And I agree with you. Don't say I'm not backing pedophilia.
So see, I took a piss while ago, so sorry.
The same argument that you're going to make to strip these pedophilia's rights is going to be the same argument they make to strip your rights. So again, you're walking a fine line. If you say every man has the right to make their own choices.
Here's the obvious line. We do not agree on what you're saying because when
society doesn't agree.
No. Because 18 and under, the rules change. If you're telling me they should be the same, regardless of they 18, this is where 18, when they still have parents and shit, this is where everything changes for me. They don't intermingle. There's a clear line for me. Everything you ask, what do you say about this? What do you say about that?
No, but
my answer is always, if it's a kid, you look out for them.
But this again, let me go back into it.
We spent enough time on the kids.
But I'm not talking. But again, we're talking about because you said he's talking about rights, and it all because it's adults' rights. I'm talking about the same people that want to talk about
stop bringing up kids.
Well, because kids are the ones who are getting hurt, and that's why we bring these up. I'm not worried about a motherfucker getting. I'm not worried about a 30-year-old OD, and I'm worried about
that's the reason I blew up
and a child. I'm worried about that. I'm worried about that needle being found by a child.
All right,
that's what I'm talking about.
All right, so if this is our only argument, if this is your only argument, is a kid might get hurt, then let's argue that. But if there's a bigger feeling as to why this shit needs to be illegal, I don't want to spend that time arguing about kids because I think that that shit takes care of itself. That's what parents come in. But I don't want to go down that road.
I'm just showing the hypocrisy about it. It's all right to argue kids when it benefits your argument, but when it benefits somebody else's, it's not all right.
It's never all right to bring kids into an adult argument.
You know what I'm saying?
I've been patient. We've been talking about kids a long time.
No, we're talking about rights. I barely brought kids up. Barely brought it up right now. We've been talking about it 4 minutes. I barely brought up the kids aspect to it right now.
We'll stay on the kid shit.
No, we're good.
We're gonna be on the kid shit.
I see this community isn't as open-minded as I once thought it was. We like to have tunnel vision in this community as well, man. So I spoke my piece, man. I've hit a wall. Nobody's gonna open up. So
shit,
I'm doing it.
There you go with that goddamn crybaby shit again.
No, it ain't about crybaby shit, bro. It's this shit happen. I've watched many fucking streams where this happens, man. When someone brings up good arguments against what y'all believe, instantly it's I'm tired of talking about this. I'm tired of so cool, bro. You don't want to talk about actual.
Did you not hear me say?
You know what I'm saying?
Let's go back to talking about the kids.
There's a difference when it's like, hey,
did you not hear that? So why are you jumping off now? I already said let's talk about the kids. Why are you jumping off now?
He's not jumping off. He's not jumping off.
Talking about it.
He's not jumping. Easy. Let's do one at a time. let's let's
This
keep this.
community is just as hypocritical as the people they tend to try to keep an eye on. Period.
That would
That's
be
what it
all
is.
people, bro. That would apply to all
Yeah,
people.
obviously not me. Obviously not me. Everything I've said, I stand behind, and I don't switch it up for nothing.
All
Me
right,
as
Ice
well. I don't
Cold.
think anyone is not standing behind what they said.
Hold on,
Me
Ice
as
Cold.
well.
What are your thoughts, Ice Cold? You're too damn quiet, man.
No, it's because I'm doing something else. Sheesh.
I still want to talk about your latest audit with Furry Potato, but what are your thoughts on this whole situation?
Well, I mean, I just don't think. I mean, with like Southside saying, I mean, if there's kids around, I don't think it should be there. Period. It like Joe said, if there's a safe, not a safe house, a safe place where they could do it, fine. We could do it, but as long as it's not near a school, um, near where kids are at, close to a
Well,
park, like he said.
I think what politicians and what the people are doing is they're trying to set a radius away from school zones, so safe injection sites aren't anywhere near school zones. But
My man, I'm glad to hear that. And I think where me and the South Side was going, was not seeing eye to eye, is I firmly believe that if we could help those kids, then the adults should have the ability to do it. I was trying to shift the shit to the adults.
Well, I feel like we were arguing with Joe is I firmly believe that unfortunately in a society majority does rule. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just the way it works.
Now you're talking.
That's
now
where I feel like we disagree. Man, I feel like if the majority feels like something should be illegal, it should take the people. I'm not saying the people shouldn't revolt and the people shouldn't speak up, but it takes the people speaking up for the people in power to realize they made a mistake and change that. If the people don't speak up, then it's the people's fault for being trampled on. This is my opinion now. Now, I'm not saying that every law is just and we should all bend over and take it in the ass.
Totally. I'm a fan of the Constitution. I'm a fan of these things. And that's what is put in there. What do you think about this then? The people that stand up and fight that and try to fight that and change that, they are characterized as the evil, the villain. We were talking about this earlier. They are the soft shit.
I say that all the time. I agree with you. I say that anytime you hear the media or mass people saying somebody is insane, somebody is crazy, all they're doing is trying to take their power of their words away from them. So I agree with you. That's what they do. They demonize people all the time.
All right.
The easiest way to get people to believe what you like, to not believe somebody, is to label them crazy and to get doctors to back them.
All right, Joe. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to throw a name at you guys, and I want to get your thoughts after what Southside just said. Alex Jones. What do we think about Alex Jones?
I'll try to go last. I talk way too much.
As I say, like, we may differ here, man. Like, I believe that a lot of his shit may be hot air. Like, don't get me wrong, but I believe that there's a good portion of his shit that people need to wake up and realize and pay attention to. I'm not with him. I'm not with him on all that alien conspiracy shit. You know what I'm saying? But some of his political views, I feel like, are pretty eye-opening, and people need to open up.
There's 5 of us up here. James and Ice Cold. Please.
Honestly, I don't know who that is, so I'm not gonna say nothing.
All right. James, you know who Alex Jones is?
Sure do. Don't agree with very much of what he says, but I firmly believe that he has a right to say any damn thing he wants to, and we have a right to have our opinion about what he says.
Can't disagree with that.
I agree with both of you, but I'd be more inclined to Southside's thinking that. Yes, some of the shit he's nuts, and people try to label him as that. But some of the shit and a lot of the shit that I got in my early fucking thinking, he is and was responsible for.
I think when you have that big of an audience, I mean, Joe, you've kind of seen that already. The amount of hate that happens. His is on such a gigantic scale that you're gonna go a little crazy with it. You're gonna go down a couple rabbit holes. Like, I'm literally hosting a conspiracy theory show because there's a lot of conspiracy theories out there that I know are true.
That's where he got me, because I'm a conspiracy theory nut as well. Like, I pick and choose which ones, but I'm a big conspiracy theory nut as well. So
yeah, when I find one, I hang on to.
Well, I'm a big fan of you're not told the truth all the time, and you can't really believe the narrative until you look into it. JFK, Martin Luther King, 9/11, Las Vegas shooter. You know, there's a
Malcolm
lot
X, yeah.
of these
Sandy
situations.
Northwoods.
Yep.
What's the
Should be
biggest conspiracy out there, Ice Cold? I'll
9/11.
start.
I'm sorry.
9/11 for you, Joe. It's 9/11 for you. It's just a bother. Just a point of like you just want to shake someone's shoulders and say, listen, this is what really happened.
No, I was just saying the biggest. I think that's the biggest.
Yeah.
There's good evidence for all. For 9/11, my best evidence is, and this, if any motherfuckers a fan of fucking science, this did it for me. When the smoke finally cleared, some of the girders were sticking up. They were cut on sharp angles, you know, close to 45 or 45. They were all done like that. To me, that means demolition. It's been you put the demolition on there, you put it on an angle so when it pops, they'll slide off. And if one happening in nature, the odds of metal just popping like that and not bending and twisting first, just standing up straight and popping, the
astronomical.
odds of that happening are astronomical one time. For there to be more than one girder, I have to be firmly believe other things and have to investigate thoroughly.
I'm gonna go one even crazier than you, Joe. I used to think 9/11 was, but I'm gonna buy into this whole COVID as a big conspiracy.
Ah, very good.
Yeah, like
very good. Very
like,
good.
it would have been 9/11 3 months ago, 4 months ago, but
You're
I
right,
gotta
I'm
feel
wrong.
like this
You're
COVID
right.
is probably top 9/11.
You're right, I'm wrong. Yes, you are. Yes, you are fucking right.
So what do we
What
think?
the fuck was I thinking?
But yeah, they keep getting bigger. Wait till the next one.
Oh,
Yeah,
please,
exactly.
they can't get no bigger. Please, I
Like,
can't.
oh yeah,
take
oh
no
Joe,
more.
oh come
We
on,
thought
Joe.
that
This
after
is the test
9/11.
run. This is the test run, Joe. Come on, you know it's gonna
This
get
is
bigger.
just a test run.
Come on. You know they put everything to through a trial basis to
I
get
know
data
the
and
stock
statistics.
market. Yes,
Yeah,
everything.
everything.
I agree. Oh, that's a scary thought though, because this is beating motherfuckers to death. Got motherfuckers in the street, people killing people, and pulling guns. If it gets worse than this, government seizes control for our safety.
That's the reason I think it's bigger than 9/11 because it's on a global scale.
All right.
It's not just America that they're trying to pinpoint. This is a global thing that they're trying to lock down. So
Southern, I'm gonna play a video and then I'm gonna get your thoughts on the video and everyone's. What are the craziest conspiracy theories around coronavirus? Now, can you hold on? I'm not gonna do it again. I'm gonna learn from my mistake. What's up?
Yeah, I don't think I hear any
You
volume.
go online, there's no shortage of conspiracy theories.
Do you hear volumes?
All right, so here's
Yeah,
one.
yeah, I hear
The
it.
virus was bioengineered in a lab by scientists to be used as a weapon or a form of population control.
This is a theory former politician Bronwyn Bishop has also suggested.
It is to get rid of non-productive Chinese in the Chinese community. In the ways that George Furniture should be.
I've already got
donated,
something to say already.
so they don't have to be fed.
Roseanne Barr is calling the novel coronavirus pandemic a ploy to kill baby boomers.
Oh my God.
All right, now this theory made complete sense. Who dies the most from the virus? Old people. Who dies the most anyway? Old people. Bam, it's the perfect crime. And think about it. As soon as people started saying, okay, boomer, all of a sudden we got coronavirus and old people are dying, that can't be a coincidence. And you might be asking,
making satirical comedy out of what could be real.
Why would anyone want to take out all the old people? Well, I don't know. Maybe it's because someone was tired of giving up their seat on the bus. Maybe restaurant owners are just tired of having to open for dinner at 3 p.m. Maybe young people were just tired of getting their ass whipped at bingo. The point is, the motive is there. Now, I will admit, as much as I wanted to believe that theory, I had to let it go. Okay? It was a team of scientists with degrees and qualifications. They sequenced the genome of the coronavirus. They broke it down, and they found that unlike every butt in Miami, this virus definitely wasn't man-made. So, okay, fine. Maybe this wasn't a biological weapon designed to destroy the slot machine economy. But that wasn't my favorite theory anyway. There's one theory that actually makes the most sense. And it was this.
There's a conspiracy theory sweeping the globe that coronavirus is caused by 5G technology.
The theory is that 5G damages the human immune system.
All of us should know what's taking place right under our noses.
What 5G actually does, it absorbs oxygen, and that's really important to know.
5G gets switched on, people drop like flies, and all of a sudden you've got the excuse because, well, there's a virus going on.
Some people in the UK bought into it so much they started lighting cell phone towers on fire.
Oh my God!
Yes!
Shiva!
Those cell phone
Shiva, that's your
We
place.
gotta put an end to coronavirus and all group chats. I don't know who any of you people are, but I did not ask to be a part of this group. Now, I know some of you are sitting at home right now smug, like, oh, how does 5G cause a virus? How does that? I'll tell you how. Ask yourself this question. What is 5G? It's a super fast network that runs through the air. You know what else goes through the air? Coronavirus. What else goes through the air? Superman. And what burger did I eat while watching the last Superman movie? Five Guys. Five Guys, 5G. I rest my case. Now, I'm not gonna lie. There are a few coverage gaps in this 5G theory. Just a few things that make me doubt. For starters, every part of this theory is completely ridiculous and biologically impossible. Not to mention, coronavirus has also exploded in places where they don't even have 5G. So I haven't figured that out yet. And 5G, just like 4G and 3G before it, is broadcast at such a low frequency, it's too weak to do any damage to you. Yeah, so saying 5G makes you sick is sort of like saying an iPhone flashlight gave you a sunburn.
There you go.
I don't know. I guess I'll start off.
Go ahead.
Well, a few things, man. I'm not one of these ones that I don't doubt that the realness of this. I doubt the deadliness of it. All right, do I think it's man-made? Possibly, because there's a few things I've looked into. Like, okay, just a random example off the top of my head I think of right now when I heard it. Who's the person leading the way for the vaccine and the possible cure for this alleged coronavirus? Bill Gates, right? It's been well documented that Bill Gates is for population control. So I'm already.
Hey, we're getting wind. Hey, we're getting a little wind your way. I want to hear everything you're saying. So you might want to sit
I
a certain
jogged away.
Yeah. All right. Good. Go ahead, because I really want to hear every word. Go ahead.
So there was that, Bill Gates is already linked to being open about population control, and he's one of the main guys leading the way in this vaccine. And I'm already anti-vaccine for the most part as it is. And two, like when you look at the numbers, I'm just going to give you San Antonio numbers, all right? Because they'll try to tell you Texas has had over so many cases, but San Antonio is the third biggest metropolis in the state of Texas, all right, behind Houston and Dallas, Dallas-Fort Worth area, all right? And in San Antonio, as of tonight, we've had 145 deaths to now. We've had, I believe they said, 15,000 cases. 7,000 of them are still waiting, and 5,000 of them have recovered from it. So by those numbers right there, 150 deaths out of 15,000 people, that's maybe 1%. That's like fucking 0.98%. You know what I mean? So I can't buy the deadliness factor of it. And if it's as deadly as they say, I don't think the people in the fucking building the vaccine or making the vaccine or whatever are walking around in fucking bandanas and paper masks like it's the safest thing in the world. What I do believe is the government is taking advantage of an evolution in biology. The coronavirus has evolved, and the human body, unfortunately, from decades of antibacterial soap and antibiotics that they take unnecessarily from the doctors, the human body isn't capable of fighting off this new bacteria, this new strain, or whatever it is. Because it's not a deadly virus. Not the way that a virus is defined. So the human body isn't capable of defending this new this new attack on it. So the government has found a way to seize control in the midst of a real crisis, and instead of letting this new, we'll say virus for the sake, this new virus take its toll and run through the population one good time and let everyone build the immunities that they need to. Unfortunately, there's going to be mass deaths, and I'm sounding like an asshole saying that, oh well, that's life, but I feel like if they just let it run through one good time, we'd be done with it in no time. Like it'd look like a regular flu season, but they continue to prolong it by making everyone mask up, social distance, close down society. And while society is closed down, what are they doing behind the books in government, or even in your local government, your city agencies, your state agencies? What's going on right now while nobody's allowed to attend these meetings and nobody's allowed to practice their natural God-given rights of assembly, of religion, of speech, and things like that?
There's so much shit you said I agreed upon. I can't remember it. You know, I kept
My
trying
bad.
to
Yeah.
remember. I don't remember the whether it's man-made or not. I think that's less important than what you were just talking about. These motherfuckers have seized upon it and taken advantage of it. And do we know the numbers behind this? Do we know how deadly this shit is?
I'll tell you
Because
what we do
you
know.
know, I'm one of those cats. All right. When they started off, we thought it would be 1 in 10 people dying, which would make it the far, 2.5 times the most deadly shit we've ever seen. The 1881, whatever the fuck that bullshit was. So it made sense that we closed down our government. But people did independent studies and found numbers way different. And then the same government organizations who projected those numbers, they did studies and they came back to numbers similar to the ones that the independent studies did. And these numbers resemble the flu. California did their own. It was 0.03%. This thing is very low, very deadly. I think it's South Side. I don't think there'll be huge casualties, and I think we have to do the herd immunity. As long as we don't do that, this shit's prolonged. It goes on forever and ever, and they keep benefiting on it. And it helps the theory of the Bill Gates shit because it hurts the poor people, the masses. It gets them out the way, whether we're fighting each other, whatever the fuck it is. It hurts us. It gets rid of the old people. This is a win-win for them.
Yeah, and I just say mass in the sense of like because the first wave of it'll be such a high number to where they can say it's not the flu. Let's say the flu kills 40,000 a year. This can kill 90,000 its first time, not because it's deadlier, but because the human body has no way of defending itself.
Totally possible. Totally possible. Yes.
So I feel like that's where the number of fluctuation is going. That
you should also know during that California study, they also checked for antibodies and found out everybody already had started developing antibodies to the virus. They've been exposed already.
Yeah, you see exactly. So the 0.98% that San Antonio has, you give a year from now after people have been exposed to it, maybe like a 0.4%.
Agreed. Damn, I'm high as fuck. Who the fuck was Biggie Lose?
Hey, what strain you smoking?
Well, the one thing that was the same on every one of these crises, going all the way back to JFK getting shot, is that the government used it to increase their power over us beyond what we ever allowed them to do.
Agreed. Agreed.
And that's exactly what they're doing with this one.
Yes.
It fades.
Yep, 100%. You never let a good disaster go to waste.
So what's the end? So what's the end goal with the government as far as what's their Stanley Cup as far as what's the end goal with this COVID and everyone's
depopulation would be part of it because they're putting Bill Gates in charge and the Rockefellers and all them niggas are out about depopulate.
They're not lying. Bill Gates wasn't lying when he got up there and said, we got all these problems. One of them is too many people. He had 4 or 5 things on his little formula. He said the only one we can control is this one, and that was the population.
Wow.
He's trying, he sees a problem. He put it up there. The solution is get rid of folks. But you can't just go out there and say, well, we got to kill a bunch of folks.
Yeah.
So you do what you're doing.
I'm going to make an argument for Joe's argument right now because I remember growing up watching Demolition Man. And remember in Demolition Man where he's like salt, they tell you salt has been deemed harmful, so therefore against
the law. I remember that.
In all honesty, come on, movies have been predicting what's to come for years. It's like the government is just taking the blueprint of these movies. Who's to say Hunger Games and Demolition Man and shit like this isn't the end game, the long-term goal that they're forming? Because think about it. In 9/11 hit, what was the first thing they took? Privacy. Instantly, everyone lost their privacy, and the majority was all right with giving it. I wasn't one that wanted to, but the majority was all right with giving away their privacy for the sake of safety. So right now, we got this COVID, and they're scaring the shit out of everyone. So what did? They took away their right to just be free. period.
Yeah.
To just walk around and be free.
And we went for it.
And the masses went for it.
Each time they took a few more of the restrictions off government that we put on government when we made our Constitution.
I find it ironic that the government really jumped in on this, and it turned into a whole like political game. And
right.
Then you look at these. It's not rallies, like presidential rallies. It's like, wait a minute, how many people are going to be at this rally? You know, a few thousand people.
Don't apply to them. Trump said that shit.
Yeah, politicians are immune to Cornelia.
Like I said, like me
Except for the
personally,
ones that are sick to make us feel good.
I said, like, I'll take my chances because again, like I'm making an argument for Joe here. I feel like my health is my right. If I want to walk around and do what I do, I'm gonna do it. Because I'll tell you what, I practiced 6 feet already before the coronavirus. I was never in anybody's fucking space, and I didn't want nobody in mine. You know, I was washing my hands after I pissed, before I ate, after I went out. Like I was washing my hands regularly, anyways. Like I was already practicing.
I'm an adult. I did those things on my own.
I swear to God, my mom taught me those growing up. You know what I'm saying? You wash your hands. You fucking, you know, you don't get in people's space. You know, yada yada. So
we live in a dirty world, though. A lot of people don't have those ethics and morals.
You ain't lying.
They weren't taught that way.
That's not necessarily a bad thing either, because at some point, you need every fucking bit of dirt you fuck with. You've got microbes which have gotten you used to the environment and kept you from being sick. It's the same theory here. You're gonna get that shit, and somebody's gonna die, and somebody ain't. That was the hard truth. Southside.
Exactly. Like it's sad as fuck, and you sound heartless to say that, you know. But I mean, unfortunately, just like with the common cold, just like with asthma, just like with fucking what are the allergies? You know, people have fucking deadly peanut allergies.
Close the shit down and say, I'm not gonna let anybody catch that bug. You got to stay in the house. You can only go to the store, else you might get something. You have asthma. What the fuck?
Think if they told you because of the people in the world of peanut allergies, nobody's allowed to have peanuts anymore. I'll tell you what, I'd throw a shit fit. You know? Yeah, be messed up. You know, and I have a daughter-in-law. Yeah, and I have a daughter-in-law who's allergic to
I was about to say, what if they use your argument, slacker, that we can't have peanut butter in the crib because there are children in there?
But that's what I say. I don't. When I go to my daughter-in-law, I know my daughter-in-law's coming over, there's no peanuts allowed in my house. Like not even.
Adult. We do the same. My sister has a peanut allergy. We do the same. You're an adult.
Yep. Yeah. As you say, so I mean, I see both sides. So I sound somewhat hypocritical, but at the same time, unfortunately, I got to go with the masses lead the way until the minority revolts against it and help progress change.
That chart that you're showing, man, I'm gonna have to if it's the one that I think it is. That chart has the numbers. That are we all aware of how they calculate the COVID deaths?
No, I'm not 100%. No.
Sloppy. They're very sloppy.
I just figured any death was COVID at this fucking point.
Yes, this pretty much is. They made new rules. Anyone who dies who's been around someone who has COVID, that means car accident, trip and fall and hit your head.
Parachutes and his parachute don't open.
Yes, right. His brother had COVID. It's classified as a COVID death.
That's fucking
Anybody who comes in there respiratory, heart failure, COVID. It must be. So these numbers are so inflated, they're ridiculous, and you'd have to, have divide them by 8,700 to get any of these shits to be accurate.
This is what's steering people, though, right? This is what's steering people.
But yes, and by the way, who created this? It was created by Bill Gates for a run. What if there was a virus, and we'd have to put time by time in each country? That's how they came up with this. So when the virus came out, they just happened to have it, and it became the most popularized. It's because this is the one they control.
This is the one that scares people the most. Scared people don't protect their rights.
Hello, James.
Hey, Sancho. How's it going?
I'm good. Welcome to the panel.
Hey, guys. How's everybody doing tonight?
What's going on? Pretty good, baby.
Sweet. When did you guys start?
An hour and a half ago.
I was gonna lie and say 7 hours.
Damn it. Well, I guess I can't say I'm early then, huh?
You're here. That's all that matters. You're here. You're here.
Oh, yeah. All right. Anyway, I'm a shadow at the moment. You guys continue.
Right on. I say I'm a shadow at the moment. I don't even know you, but you just put some talents in the bank, baby.
Can't say you're early, but you can say you're late.
So, I mean, Joe, like you went to a lot of protests and rallies. Was
I
COVID
was on 3 a day sometime.
was COVID in your mind at all?
The COVID is never in my mind. I just like wearing my mask. I think it looks cool. The COVID's never in my mind. However, in the beginning, I did went through all that, and I still go through all that because I'm an adult. When I'm at my mom's house, I go through all that shit still.
Stupid.
All right. All right. I'm not all right. I'm not gonna be a shout. So,
You're cutting in and out. Am I the only one that's losing them?
No,
yeah,
yes.
is that a kid in the background?
It sounds like somebody got the TV on.
That's to say, let me
Oh,
mute that shit. That might be me. My bad.
Oh no, you're good. Now, I was about to swear a whole fuck ton. I didn't
Oh
want to
no,
be like,
yeah, my kid. No. If my kid was around, it wouldn't matter. The shit I put my kids through with music and TV. There's nothing you could say that they haven't heard.
fair enough. All right, yeah. So I don't even call it the COVID because I think it's all bullshit anyway. I just call it the Kung Flu. Actually, I almost got denied service once because there's a Starbucks next to my house, and they asked me if I had my face mask, and I told them no, and I said I think the Kung Flu is a pandemic, and they tried to not give me service because I was not using politically correct terms.
I was gonna say, watch out, man. Kung Flu, man. They can get you for hate crime these days.
Yeah, I don't care.
Do we all wear masks?
I grew my own masks. I don't seem to appreciate it, but
Does a pig fly?
Yeah, I might want to start wearing masks because I haven't been able to get groceries in a week because no one's
That's what I was just about to say. I said I don't agree with the mask for my own personal use.
Do we think we're going to
but-
be able to get back to normal, and what is normal?
Oh, see what?
No, we never go back to normal. Just on the strength that we've fucking protested, they're changing laws. We've lost all our jobs. There can be a new normal, but the old normal is gone, in my opinion.
Hang on. Who left the old normal? I'm still running the same everyday life I've been running.
Say again. What?
I've been running the same everyday life I've been running. I ain't changed a bit. It's normal to me.
I'm with If COVID-19 was real, then tens of thousands should have it now from protesting. That's what somebody just texted.
It's true. It's 100% true. I mean, did those numbers spike in the past couple of weeks since the protest?
Well, no, they say here in San Antonio they have. I don't know about elsewhere.
I said before this happened that those numbers will spike because they had to, whether it's real or not.
Yeah, for propaganda purposes.
Yeah.
Yes, they had to, right? They had to make that a negative. They had to. The same way I think they're gonna do with Trump. They're gonna brand him with that shit. Oh my God, he had them rallies. He's killing everyone.
Yeah, I tell you, man, if you fucking blow a fart in their direction and think it smells funny, they'll say, "Oh, it's a new COVID case."
It is, and not only that, everybody will fall for it and take away my rights to save your life.
Well,
yeah, they'll
Joe
be
can't
like,
go outside past 8 o'clock. Oh, that you have a dog with you, you're twice the exposure. You get a $2,000 fine.
Yeah, I remember. I remember when they first said animals weren't carriers. Oh yeah, no problem with your house pets, and now all of a sudden, fucking they carry it.
I'm glad you said that. This is where this conversation goes. I think the whole ploy behind this, and I think what Sancho asked is, they need a cashless society to totally control us. So at some point, they got to say this virus holds on long to the money. Yep. You have to get rid of it. Everybody must get this chip. Your finances will be on there. You must join the system now. And I don't know if you catch a fan of the Bible. It says anyone who gets this mark will taste hell.
I'm not gonna do it. They're gonna throw me in jail if I don't do it, right? That's what
and you won't be able to buy groceries like you said with the mask. How long can you go?
Like, okay,
your family gonna look after you for a while, and then what? You better get on the barter system.
That's what I would say. Like, personally, I don't want to do it, but if it came down to me getting it or my family, I would get it to provide for my family so they wouldn't have to.
I've been raising mine since they were kids, since they were early too young to understand. And now my kid's 28 years old. And I still ask her at least a couple times a year, do you get that chip? So it's been beaten to us that no, that is not an option.
Same with my kids. They won't even chip their animals, their dogs. And there's an ordinance in
Yes.
San Antonio that
I already
animals
got
need to
the
be
chip,
chipped.
fuck.
And I won't chip my animals because they're not animals to me. They're family, and I won't chip my family.
That chip don't hurt
My
that
man.
bad. Chip.
But like I said, I would
No,
chip
they
it.
mostly do it when they're being neutered. That's the best time to do a microchip because it's a big needle, but it's a quick little rice grain. And the benefit of having a microchip is if your dog ever gets lost,
Yeah.
they travel really far. You can get reunited with your dog because they are family and you want to be reunited. Animal control can find the dog in another city. God forbid
totally
someone steals
understand
your
that.
dog. That is the only way of being reunited unless the dog has
think of that on a
Sancho,
grander
I
scale.
gotta
Think of that
ask
on
you.
a grander scale. The
I
government
gotta
is
ask
now
you,
the
Sancho,
animal control.
do you get the chip? Do you get the chip?
Oh,
Please
my
don't make my life.
No,
Huh?
I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't do it. No.
All right.
Like I said,
my dogs need to be
unfortunately, Joe.
microchipped for safety reasons.
So hang
if
on a
you
second.
get lost.
Joe wants to talk about the Bible. The Bible says, mark of the beast. Keyword, the mark of the beast. Where are we getting this chip at? We're not going to be getting
Well,
the
the
brain.
Bible said
Probably the hand.
It's a
It'll
brain
probably
code.
be in the hand, top of the
The
hand.
Bible said forehead and palm of your hand.
But nowhere in the Bible does it say chip. It says the mark.
Well, a
Yes.
chip could be perceived
Yes,
as a
of
mark
course it
because nowhere
doesn't
does
say
it
chip. I
define
didn't
mark.
mean
Yes,
to imply that it said chip.
Well,
Has
now
it
hang
been
on.
ever-
If you look back, when their Jews had their numbers tattooed on them, that was a mark in the Bible.
Yes.
So
Yes.
a mark is not a chip.
Okay, but
A
I
mark
feel like
is-
that's different.
No. Mark should be able to cover a lot of ground. Let's not narrow it down. If it's not a tattoo, it's not a mark. Let's not do that.
No. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is
I
I
am.
think he's
Not
going to go
you,
into it
not
being
now
the.
I'm talking about.
No, he said it being the mark of the beast. I don't feel like those tattoos were the mark of the beast because it wasn't
No.
signifying the
No,
devil. I
he
feel
was
like
just
those were
trying
marks
to
of.
classify the word mark, meaning
I
it
would
means.
classify the
Oh
word
yeah,
mark.
yeah. That's
in the
open for
Bible-
interpretation.
In
Yeah.
the Bible, they
Yes,
said they marked
that
the
should be
Jews.
wider.
The Jews had marks. They had tattoos across their forearms.
Yes, they weren't even on the hand. If we're gonna go there,
Right,
so
well,
that
well,
can't be the
yeah,
mark.
What I'm talking about is the similarity. I'm sorry, the similarity. I mean the word similarity. Yeah. Anyway,
Similarity.
Thank you. Of the word mark, and if you go by the Bible, it says the mark. Okay. Well, the mark was the tattoos.
Yes, but I would never be diverted as to
So
find a
said you
definition
couldn't
of
buy or
mark.
sell without the mark.
That's it. But
That
like,
shit
I'm
would
not.
take you to the original Hebrew, which really meant hue, and we'd have to go there. A mark wasn't even an original word. I think that would divert our time and
No,
attention.
yeah.
from
the
what we're
mark
trying
was
to do.
What I want to.
Hey,
I'm
Joe,
not
let's
debating
go to
that
Sweden
that
real
it's a
quick.
mark.
Let's go to day one.
I'm not debating
Hold on.
that it's a mark. I'm debating that it's the beast part of it, like because there wasn't one specific number that was put on every one of them. They were all an identifying number for each one. The mark of the beast would be like one form of mark, to where like a chip is one mark that holds information. Like no doubt it could be interpreted, but like I said, the beast part is what I'm arguing. I can't see the Jews being forced the mark of the beast on them because they were.
So I'm gonna play this video.
Let's revisit that and let Sancho watch this bit.
This is a few years old. I'm gonna stress, and I'm gonna stop it if it gets too long. But human microchipping in Sweden is a huge deal.
Oh, it
As of-
is. Oh, fuck
and
yeah.
I'm gonna play the video, and then I'm gonna pass it off to James, and then everyone else after James can go on your thoughts on this video.
All right. This is the example I use, by the way.
Back to medieval times. Over the centuries, it's witnessed plenty of change, but now there's a whole new sort of evolution going on. I'm here to meet some of the thousands of people in the country who are adapting their own bodies, who are inserting microchips under their skin. It means they may never have to carry a house key, train ticket, or bank card ever again.
What the?
Sorry,
I've been telling my kids this.
Party.
I've been
Here-
saying
here it is.
Yep, bumped into the front of the line. Yep.
Anna's getting an electronic chip implanted into her hand. She believes one day we'll all be chipped like her.
Nope.
So congratulations, Hannah.
Thank you.
You've been chipped.
Yes, I have.
How does it feel?
It feels good. I'm excited to see what I'll be able to do now.
Can I touch it?
Yeah, you can feel it there.
It's like superhero powers.
I know, right?
Oh, what I can do. It's like, bitch, you can do what you could do 5 minutes ago.
Snowball birthday to you.
But is this sci-fi fantasy or practicality? I want to know why anyone would want to do this. For this teenager, microchips, it seems, are in her
cool.
DNA.
She is my daughter, and I'm the father.
So you're a microchip family.
We will become one now today.
Magnus and his daughter Felicia have come here together tonight because they believe this is the future.
You're going to have an upgraded dad.
I believe it is too.
As they say,
Unfortunately, yes.
it's good being a human, but being a cyborg is better.
Ooh. Ooh, I get squeamish with needles.
I couldn't even look at that
It's
shit.
a quick, simple procedure with potentially huge significance.
Oh, give me a lollipop. Give me a lollipop.
So you're officially
Right.
part machine. How does it feel?
This is awesome. How cool is that? Good job.
Do you think in a few years' time, in a decade perhaps, we'll all have things like this?
Yes, of course. I really do think.
For around £130, anyone can get a tiny microchip like this inserted just beneath the skin in their hands.
There's always a
I
price.
can't help feeling a bit squeamish about it.
Oh, thank God I'm smoking his joint.
Behind the times.
Look at this.
It's the morning after, and I'm about to catch up with Felicia and her dad Magnus as they get to
your mind. How did you feel?
Yeah, this
I felt a little bit strange because.
What can she do? All right.
Here I've stored my business card on my phone.
What?
With my details, phone number, email address, other stuff,
like
blood
Leonard
group
Big
even.
Bang Theory.
So what's the benefit of that?
When I get customers or suppliers at work, they ask for my business card, and I say, scan me.
Aren't there risks?
Scan me on my
as well?
wrist. All right, guys. What do you think about this? Let's start with James. Let's unpack this.
Okay. I don't know if this is the answer you guys are looking for, but I guess
It's not.
I would say.
No.
Damn it!
I'll just
It's like you have PSP or something.
I'll just fuck with you. Please continue.
Anyway, I think it's fucking dumb, but I treat it like, I don't know, if you want to get food, you should stop you, but it's not something that should be forced on other people either.
I was gonna go there, Mike, too. You was. Fuck you, damn it, Mike, too. I've been holding that in. I was gonna go there. Surely that's the argument, right? I'm sorry to interrupt. She put it up there. Surely that's the argument for the safety of your kids. Are you gonna be a lousy parent and not allow them to get this? All convicts must get this. Surely that is where this goes.
Oh yeah, that's definitely where it goes. But the same reason I wouldn't ship my dog.
Wait, hold
Listen.
on. Is that the two people that are in that video? Was that the daughter and the mother, or were they two strangers?
No, it was a father and daughter, and the woman
No.
was the reporter.
It's a whole family deal, yeah. Like they're all getting chipped. It's their business cards. They can go up to Joe and, hey, Joe, like, here's my YouTube channel, and show their wrist off. And right away, Joe gets a YouTube channel from his phone.
And that shit's attractive, and we're gonna look like assholes for not getting it. But Joe, you're stuck on fucking 50,000 so and so. Do you know dude got the chip? He got that shit in 4 days. Everything is gonna be pro chip, and life is gonna be hard without it.
Ice cold. If there was an ability for everybody on the street to subscribe to your channel because of your wrist, your chip in your wrist, would you get a chip?
Nope.
Only if they ask me to jump off a cliff.
Nope.
All right.
I'd rather jump off the cliff instead of getting that chip on my hand.
Okay, controversial. Okay, ready? Everybody just sit back. I would get a chip, and this is I would have a needle on my dick. If I could control my dick for the rest of my life and I had no issue with any flatulence or anything down the road, I would go
then
through.
We know. If this is true, then we know when your food source get threatened, you're gonna get that chip.
Yeah. But that's what I was going to say. Like, unfortunately, I would hold out as long as I could, and hopefully there'd be a rebellion that would form. But if it came to watching my kids starve or me biting the bullet and getting the chip so I could feed them, I'd take it so they wouldn't have to, and I'd do that as long as I could, because I couldn't watch my kids starve, but I wouldn't let them get chipped. So it's a catch-22. I would face mine come from a spiritual standpoint. I would face eternal damnation to ensure my kids survive.
Mine comes from a spiritual place as well, and it says those who get that chip will see hell. And unfortunately, I had a near death. I probably talk about it too fucking much. And over there, I cursed, and I was taken to the hell where I was being burned. Our skin was falling off of me, and I knew nothing about Jesus, Bible, none of that. But just before my light went out, I said, Jesus, help me. And I was back over to the place with the rushing waters. I did that a bunch of times. I'm ashamed to say how many times I went through that. So I may want to
Nah, man,
avoid
don't
that
be
place
ashamed. Those were learning. Those
really
were learning
bad. I
paths.
want to avoid that place. I think there has to be a third option. That is not even an option. My kids would not let me go to fucking eternal damnation. They kill themselves before that happened. That cannot be the option that my old man presents. Fuck that. We'll find a way.
Guys,
I
I
don't have
meant
to depend on your
Hey,
system.
man.
If we got to go to the forest and grow our shit, fuck y'all.
I meant erectile dysfunction, not flatulence. Sorry on that mistake.
We know.
Don't call me out on that. I'm sorry. How the fuck is your dick farting, Sancho? I don't want to get into that debate. Good.
I assumed it was a queef.
Yeah, it
No,
could
just-
be.
I'm fucking
So everybody on this panel is no for the chip.
It looks like it,
No.
right?
Yeah, no.
Look at
My
how
God
easy
says
your
no.
life's gonna be. I mean, think of how many subscribers Joe Cool's gonna get in a matter of a week with the amount of people he talks to. Joe Cool's
Right,
a
let's go
conversation
pro
guy.
tip. Yeah, you can go get groceries. Your kids can go to school. You don't have to damn it travel 300 round to port 300 miles to port a farmhouse to get a fucking tuna and asparagus. You know, your life would be totally different.
You
No,
don't
that
need
shit
a
was
wallet.
cool.
You don't need a wallet. How stressed out are you when you misplace your wallet? You're fucking pissed, right?
You know,
Hey, but years ago they said the reason that Visa came up with that phrase, "Don't leave home without it," was because at some point they was gonna want a chip, and the chip is gonna go to the card, and then that same chip would be implanted in you. So the people in 1900 that drove automobiles when everyone said no, did they go to hell or did they start the future?
Do I
Well,
want?
That was dumb.
we all gonna find out
That
if our
was dumb,
nose are
like,
real pretty fast.
Am I a fan of technology? Absolutely. Am I a fan of the government knowing everything I do and where I am, and the thought of the government listening to me masturbating with this chip in my right hand? Yeah, I might have a
Well,
problem
they
with that.
listen already with your phone. But what I was gonna say, like, just to make life easier, I wouldn't bend my morals, man, because life is hard regardless. Life is meant to be hard. You know what I'm saying? You're meant to deal with these and grow. Again, come from a religious standpoint. Everything, even the bad shit that comes in my life, I take as a blessing because it's meant to bring me closer to my God and bring me closer to the person I'm supposed to be. So just to make life easier, I wouldn't sacrifice anything for the ease of life. Not if it risks my morals and my what I stand for as a God-fearing human being.
My man.
I
hate to
can't
go
knock
like
that
this.
a bit.
I do have to agree.
Like Saint
Taryn.
Valentine, who got decapitated
Yes,
and
Terrence
crucified
Slacker
upside
just
down,
said that.
you know, for his belief. Like if I can't stand up for mine the way other men have stood up for theirs, then you know, like.
Do you have any debit or credit cards?
Unfortunately, I have one due to the fact that my job made me do a direct deposit, so it's all through PayPal. I have a direct deposit.
So you're being
account with
tracked.
PayPal.
So
Oh,
you're
with my
being
phone, my phone's tracking me as well. I've got the Note 8, and I'm probably gonna get the Note 20 when it comes out. So they're tracking me already and watching me.
The Note 20, my guy, isn't it up to the Note 10? That's all.
Yeah, they're skipping. They're going from 10 to 20. Yeah, they're just skipping.
I have the 10. I was saying, where the fuck did 20? How'd you get the 20 already?
Yeah,
That was
no, it's
brilliant,
coming
right?
out in August.
That was brilliant. It's gonna all people go in their heads. All they gonna hear is 20.
Yep.
And you
That's
know,
all they
it's
gonna hear. It beats
frustrating.
11.
It
It beats 11.
I think I have the 11. It frustrates me that like we're seeing how cool technology is, and you know these cell phones with the flat screens and the double screens, and there's still no cure for cancer.
Amen.
You gotta question that and ask
Well,
yourself.
there's no money in it.
There's
no money in the cure for cancer. There's no
Pharma.
money in the cure for cancer. There's a lot of money in these fucking phones and technologies and computers. There's a lot of incentive to invest your time and money in that direction, especially in our type of country where money is God.
All right, Mr. Cool, you don't back down from a challenge. You don't back down from competition. Here's a big question. Can we dethrone Big Pharma?
Can we dethrone Big Pharma?
How?
Is that was the question, right?
Yeah, yeah.
The way we do it, unfortunately, because damn it, Slack is gonna argue with me, is we have to make them look exactly like us. That's my problem with the cat on the corner. He is doing nothing that Big Pharma is not doing legally every fucking day. So
yeah, I agree.
when we make those two appear equal, then we can strip them of all their magic power. They're not gods anymore.
Oh, but okay. The only thing I disagree on is I don't think we should. I don't like pills at all. I don't think they should be accessible in any form, minus like maybe Tylenol or something. So yeah, I wouldn't want that to be a form of drug use acceptable on the streets. But I do agree that big pharma is a problem. But I think the way we get rid of it is through a reforming of our government, because they're already too embedded with the people that hold power.
I'm pro marijuana so much for you to get off
much.
Klonopins and for you to get off those strong pills that are destroying your
Yes,
kidneys,
right.
that are so fucking addictive. But now everybody's finding a way to profit off the marijuana industry.
I'll tell you
now.
what. Oh
That's
yeah, but with
selling,
the pills.
pushing drugs on these people, yo.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of my buddies say his doctor bill is already up to 15 stacks.
All right, so let me do this. Let me grab a Joe Cool question, and I'm gonna throw it at Joe Cool. Should we hold doctors responsible for overprescribing?
Fuck yes.
I think we have to. They're pushers, but if we fix the fucking laws in the way we think, then that becomes irrelevant. And we are way off. I hate to say it because there's such a change to the current fucking system and structure, but I think this is what the original cats had in mind. Liberty is not what we think it is. We think someone can give it to us. I think it's inherent upon us and it's been stolen, and or we acquiesce because it's still ours, but we acquiesce and give it away. I think we're far off. I think we're arguing over minutia. We got to do big things. This system got to, if it's going to be just, it's got to be just for all. We can start there. Everybody got to come out and fight for the gay right, the Muslim right. I cannot have niggas making excuses about the legal who shouldn't be here, or how many people die from fucking gay motherfuckers, and you know they're trying to talk my kids into shit, but he's gay and he's twisted. I gotta run out and fight their battle, because I expect people to come help me when I fight my battles. Right, so I must, if my society is to survive, if my way of life is to survive, I must pay it forward, as they say. And I can't pick and choose because I'm not God. Go ahead.
Big Pharma. Let's play a little quick video and get everyone's thoughts on it.
Free
All right.
drug. This might be what makes America great. A place where our doctors prescribe us pills that we don't need for conditions that don't exist. It's a win-win. Big Pharma gets bigger and richer, and we get higher or just die. The story was different 50 years ago when John went down to his dentist's office to get his wisdom teeth pulled, and the doctor gave him aspirin as pain medication. This was a time when young men went to war and women worked their asses off at home to save the country from collapse. Now, we get high, play video games, watch YouTube, and complain when somebody doesn't call us the right gender. And these days, if old Johnny Boy goes down to the dentist and gets some work done, it's dealer's choice. Vicodin, Percocet, codeine, you name it. Whatever company happens to be in bed with your doctor that day. And if you don't have private insurance that pays for your drugs, no problem. Sign up for Medicaid, and you'll definitely be able to get free drugs through them. Hello everyone, Thought Monkey here. Today we're going to explore the issue of what Big Pharma doesn't want anybody to know. First, what exactly is the pharmaceutical industry? To make a long story short, it's a business that creates drugs for use as medications. It's important to note that it's not a terrible industry. In fact, they have made some very important discoveries like insulin, which has saved millions of lives, or the countless vaccines that have protected us from at one point very common diseases like measles and hepatitis. The problem is not the idea of pharmaceuticals. Drugs are neither good nor bad. They can either be helpful or dangerous depending upon their use. The problem with Big Pharma is that it is literally killing people, and it's making a profit doing so. And our government is basically encouraging it. You may ask yourself how an industry that's supposed to be providing us medication, which is regulated by the Federal Drug Administration, an organization responsible for protecting the public health by assuring the safety, efficacy, and security of human drugs, is killing us. Let's first look at the health statistics. 99% of hydrocodone worldwide use is in the US. We know this drug more colloquially as Vicodin, which is just a company that makes hydrocodone. This is a drug that the FDA rates as less dangerous as marijuana, but in 2011 caused nearly 100,000 emergency department visits. The US makes up 5% of the world's population, but consumes 80% of its opioid consumption. On average, 40 deaths per day are linked specifically to prescription opioids, and over 100,000 deaths per year linked with prescription drugs in general. This is far more deaths than what illegal street drugs cause. Prescription drugs are now the 4th leading cause of death in the US. Okay, you get the point. Prescription drugs are dangerous and they are killing people. But now the question is, why are people taking them if they're so dangerous? The answer lies in the incredible reach of Big Pharma. The pharmaceutical industry spends between $30 and $60 billion a year on advertising their miracle drugs. You've all seen their ads. Blue skies, beautiful couple, trees, having trouble sleeping, bad knees, buy our pill and feel like new. And then the 10-second list of possible side effects, which always include, and in extreme cases, death. The folks that regulate these advertisements have a budget of only $9 million. Do you really think a $9 million budget is enough to regulate something that is more than 6,000 times that size? This is not a David versus Goliath story. This is the ant versus the elephant. Big Pharma is also notorious for selling drugs that aren't approved for certain symptoms, a practice called off-label promotion. For example, your doctor might prescribe you an antidepressant because she or he believes it will help your migraines. This practice is at times legal and at other times illegal. If illegal, you will learn shortly, however, that the fine is usually smaller than the profit these companies make. Big Pharma might just consider it another tax of doing business, and yes, it has in some cases caused death. There's also the idea that Big Pharma creates new illnesses and solves them with their pills. Sounds like a conspiracy theory, right? But actually, it makes a lot of sense, and you've probably seen an ad that talks about some made-up illness and a pill to fix it without thinking twice. For example, restless leg syndrome. Is that really an illness? When I sit down for long periods of time, my leg moves, but I think it's because I'm bored and I don't want to be sitting, which, by the way, is an extremely unnatural position for our bodies to be in. I mean, where in nature can you find anything like the modern chair, and when in history did we ever have to sit down for 8 hours a day? Yeah, our legs are restless simply because we're not supposed to be sitting down for 8 hours a day doing the work that we are in the modern age. But yeah, if you want a pill for that imaginary illness, guess what? It exists. Go on WebMD. There are dozens of recommended drugs you can take for your lively leg. So it's easy to see that these drugs kill people, and it's pretty easy to understand why people buy them. I mean, the consumer here is fucked. We're relying on a budget the size of an ant to regulate the behavior of an elephant. And it gets worse because the ant, or in this case our government, ends up helping the elephant, or Big Pharma. The government-sponsored health programs Medicaid and Medicare, part of the ant in our example, actually perpetuate this problem. Both of these are government health programs funded by our taxes that provide health care to people who either can't afford it on their own or are old. Healthcare, however, unfortunately often just means providing pills for people who have problems. In this respect, our taxes are literally killing us.
All right.
Yeah.
What do we think?
So our tax money is going to buying drugs. What are we in here even talking about? We are all drug dealers and users and shit.
Well, it's like the prostitution theory. We all pay for pussy, right? I mean, let's be honest, Whether you're married, whether you're dating, we all pay for pussy.
I agree. Whether it's your fucking woman, whether you tricking off for the night, whether it's your wife. Yeah.
You got to work for it. Not everyone looks like Joe Cool. You got to work for it.
Thank God.
I heard you on a panel before you were on one with me where you were like, I need to get off and text this girl in the chat. How many hookups do you get on this? Is it from the auditing community, or do you bring these girls over to the auditing world?
I'm gonna be honest with you, Joe. There is a direct correlation to how much you do this shit and how much women you run across. However, I fuck with one woman. Let's be clear.
So So you're a loyal guy. Okay, good. So
I've never cheated on a chick in my life.
Really?
Really. True story. Never even got close.
I've been
I'm not
cheated
gonna-
on before.
I'm not gonna lie, I did it. I did it once to my ex, but it was one of those justification cheats. She did it to me for years. I said she did it for me for fucking 8 years, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna do it." It was one of those. It was completely wrong and unjustifiable. But you know how men think, like, "Oh, she done did it to me. You know, I can get this one, get out of jail free card type
Yes,
shit."
I've broken up with women and going out and fuck something the same night.
So,
that's bad. But unfortunately, I've done it.
Are there audit? I mean, obviously, Ice Cold can't answer because he has a girlfriend. But are there auditing groupies out there?
Yes, my
Yeah,
buddy
yeah.
calls them boppers. Boppers.
Really?
Yes, absolutely. And you know what's weird? I don't see fame in Ice Cold. I don't see it in me and you, but I see other people's eyes. It does exist.
It's like the pro wrestling analogy. Like they're independent contractors and they travel the world and they get to bang different women every night because there's what's called ring rats. They just love what they do, and there's a girl in every town. Is that the goal for a single Joe Cool? Is you know what, I'm gonna go to Indiana because I know this girl's here, and then I'm gonna go to I'm gonna go to Wisconsin.
Normally, yes, that was my MO. And some weed when you drop down in that town, right?
So you've had hoes in different area codes?
I have. If I'm on a trip, that's what I'm doing.
Before auditing or now?
No, both.
No.
With
I said the
auditing
auditing
every
is a
time.
bonus. Yeah, like you going for the girl. The auditing is just while I'm down here, let me get something done.
Were you surprised?
I disagree, Joe. I fucking chased a couple bras cross country.
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm going for the woman, but the auditing is like while I'm here, I'll get some
Oh, the
filming
audit,
done.
right.
Yeah, the
That's-
auditing's the bonus.
Yes,
Now,
that's
correct me if I'm wrong. This is an opinion-based community where freedom. It's a lot of serious stuff. It's not a sex appeal. So I'm very surprised by groupies in this like community. Is it?
I must have missed something. Why? I missed the word you said.
Well, I just don't see the sex appeal with this because that's not really what you guys are doing it for. You're doing it for freedom of speech. You're doing it for the Constitution. You're doing it for the rights.
Yes.
You're doing it for all that. I don't see sex appeal anywhere on that list. Were you surprised initially when that?
I am still ignorant, right? Because I don't do this shit for the bread. I am driven and all that. But I realize other people, to me, this is a panel helping a friend. To me, this is true story. The niggas in chat, I don't know the Wilmas and who's ever out there. I don't know how many fucking subs they got. We are on the same fucking level. But you see, motherfuckers, apparently, this is some type of fame. This is like a TV show. That nigga's on TV every night. I think some people think that.
Yep.
I also think people. Yes, that's my grinder. I am smoking Grandpa's first strain, by the way. You still haven't answered me on what strain you're smoking. And are you using a Black and Mild filter tip as well?
No, absolutely. Me, no. If you see me smoking the filter tip, that's a black. And no, I was smoking. What am I smoking? Sweets tonight.
Black and Mild is like my worst vice I'm doing. Like I literally got a 12-pack of beer for my wife. I didn't drink. Like she had a couple beers, and I got late, so that's why I was late for the show. Sorry. But like I said,
you finally came up.
Oh yeah, man. That's why I told you 10 minutes. I'm not telling you that's how long I had sex for, my guy. But I had to do some stretching beforehand. This is the whole thing.
God. Excuse me, Lord.
It's like a UFC fight, man. There's like a pre-fight like ritual. You gotta listen to some music, get in the mood, do some stretches. You haven't listened to my interview with Porn Star. I interviewed Eric Everhard, who did a reverse gangbang and fucked 101 women in one day. And he's a sex coach. He's literally a dating sex coach. He's the biggest porn star he's the biggest male porn star. He's won multiple anal sex awards. Multiple.
I was got to ask, is he giving or taking? But I don't want to.
No.
Yeah.
All women. Ladies man.
Okay, you said anal. If I put the wrong
He
image.
lives in the. Listen, name a porn star. He's fucked them. Besides Jameson. Janet Jameson was the only one.
Yeah, I got you.
So it was a really good interview. We really there was a lot of sex tips and
Oh, so I
yeah.
probably watched a lot of his shit then.
You've definitely if you put in his name like Eric Everhard, that's him. He lives in he lives in the Czech Republic. So my interview was from the Czech Republic. He was from.
Oh, is it maybe? Because I don't go in looking at the dudes. I'm looking at the chicks. Like
I'm about to say, I ain't even seen the dude got dogging it out on how long, Joe. Lesbian is every description I put in. Black lesbian, Asian lesbian. Lesbian got to be in there. I don't want to see no niggas.
I told him my accidental porn story. You know how it is with these sites. Like it's kind of clickbaitish, and you think it's you think it's two dudes pounding a girl, and then one of these motherfuckers gets handsy. And I'm like, whoa, time out, throw the white flag. Because, shit's not what it's advertised out to be sometimes with this porn world,
I'm sorry.
Joe didn't get the joke. Joe didn't get the joke.
I missed all of that. I was getting a text.
When you're seeing two dudes bang a girl, and all of a sudden one of the dudes starts jerking the dude off, it's like, what the fuck did I just stumble upon? You know what I'm saying? Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. All right, Ice Cold, I need to talk to you about the furry potato audit, if that's okay with you.
Yeah,
very good.
Masshole Report did a big story on it. I don't know if you saw that yet.
Yeah, I saw.
What are your thoughts on the whole Masshole
They're
Report?
stupid. Period.
They're what?
They're stupid. They're just judging me for one thing that I said. You already spoken about it. But little do they know, Joe. I didn't tell you because it slipped my mind. But little do they know, I have black family, literally blood family. My aunt is with a black man. So how in the world am I racist? And I got two cousins that are black. So how the hell am I racist?
Let me argue in them niggas' absence, man. How the hell does that come out of your mouth when, damn it, you got black fucking friends, right? You got black kids. How does that come out of your mouth?
Anger. It's just the heat of the moment. I mean, not that
I don't understand it. I do not say spick when I get angry. It doesn't even enter. It never even, I don't even invest in what people's kikes and shit. I don't even invest in what the slur is for people. I'm so far removed from that. Maybe I'm the few, the exception.
Yeah.
But that is hard to understand. And coming from people you love, I gotta tell you that shit, and people you admire.
Yeah.
I've had this shit happen recently. It's crushing. As a black man, I don't care what a motherfucker think. Hey, I was mad, blah, blah. If you knew what it did, you would have curbed yourself a long time ago. And as long as I'm being a dick, let me say this. That's not the first time you said that. You wouldn't have went to freak the fucking porch monkey, in my opinion. Niggas say that with that and hard ER shit, and you be like, yeah, that was anger. Motherfucker say porch monkey. He's had practice. In my opinion.
Yeah. I just slipped my mind.
Let me throw this at you. I've talked to several auditors, who have told me, and one of them's News Now Houston, who, when he went on an audit with someone, he realized how aggressive that person was, and immediately had to back out and pull out and say, "Whoa, wait a minute, that's not my style." I'm not trying to make an excuse for you now, but Furry Potato is an aggressive person.
Yeah.
Did that play any?
I just saw the clip. I didn't see what led up to it. That's interesting as fuck. I didn't know if it was a build up. I never even thought it was a ramp up. I never crossed my mind.
It was just the security guard running up to you and smacking your camera down. That's what started all this, right?
Yeah.
You saw that, Joe, right? Okay, good.
Saw that, yeah.
Okay, good. Okay. So could it have been anything to do with, I'm not saying try to impress Furry or try to get on the same wavelength as Furry. Did that have anything to do with it? Because listen, if you idolize Joe Cool and you got a chance to go impress Joe Cool, and you see an officer and Joe Cool's gonna rip him, and all of a sudden you tap Joe on the shoulder and say, "I got this." and all of a sudden you do that.
Interesting.
Nah,
Does that have
actually,
anything to do with
Was
this?
a lot of
no,
that in there? Was a lot
no,
of that you felt free because
no,
the company you keep?
no. That's just me. I don't try to impress anybody. I impress whoever I'm with by being myself. I don't I don't try to do things that other people do just to be on their level, or so that way they could like me or not. I do it my way, and that's it. I don't try to do things to be fake. In other words, and
Thank you, Matu.
that day, I mean, Furry does it the way she does it. I do it the way I do it. SGV does it how he does it. It's just everybody does it how they do it their way.
I agree. I've gone out with people with varying styles.
But I do
So
understand what you're saying, because there are some people that do it, that try to do what other people do just to get into their little their
yes.
likes. You see what
I
I'm
do
saying?
that too, Matu.
But I
Yeah.
mean, that day, I mean, every time if you see me in my videos, it's always me. It's not me trying to impress anybody. Even when I'm by myself, when I go out and I talk shit to the cops or whoever it is, it's just me.
But you're fairly young with this, and you're on with one of the biggest. I mean, Furry and SGV was there too, right? The SGV too.
So what a biggest,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, come on, my guy. There's definitely
Argument.
that we were talking about initiation into the community earlier, Joe. There's got to be an initiation into that VIP auditing group clique, and could that have played a part in this at all?
The logic is sound. Knowing ice cold, and in the interest of transparency, you guys should know. Like he said, we talked earlier. I've been friends with him. I fuck with him. Joel is a very close friend, dear nigga to my heart, and that's how he found out I was cold. And he's dear to ice cold heart. So
I just was surprised when I saw it, and I'm like, no, because I've talked to you, 10 times now probably in the past 2 weeks, and I'm like, this is the calmest, quietest dude. But sometimes those are the ones you have to worry about the most because of that anger snapping kind of switch. Do you think you may have an anger issue where there is a switch, that there might be a trigger?
I do. I do. I ain't gonna lie. I do. I really do. Yeah, I do. Just like I told everybody, I'm gonna impress you by being myself, and I ain't gonna bullshit you. I'm gonna tell you straight out, sugarcoat shit. Nah, that's not me. I'm gonna tell you if I think it's right. I'm gonna tell you the way I think. But if I'm wrong, I'm gonna admit that I'm wrong. If I'm right, then I'm gonna tell you I'm right. But nah, I mean, that it's just me.
So let's be fair. So if that individual didn't go over, now you're considering this assault, correct?
Yeah.
If this individual didn't come over to you and assault you, you would not have lost your cool, and
Nope.
2, you would not have said that word.
I wouldn't have said nothing. Just like the way I was before all that, it would have been like that. As a matter of fact, we were about to take off. We were about to take off till he started coming, and he did that.
Okay. I got a question.
Go ahead.
Oh no, my bad. It may seem, a somewhat controversial type of question, man, but it comes with what you said. And I asked this because living in San Antonio, my ex is a Hispanic family. I've lived around a lot of Hispanic families. I know the culture pretty well from my experience now. By no means am I extending this to anybody in California or your family. I just want to ask because this is something I've come across.
Yeah.
In my experiences, I've noticed that could it be because it goes to what Joe Cool said, a motherfucker had to have practice for that to come out right away so quick. Could it be that maybe the culture of the Hispanic culture
Oh,
is
I got a
good
lot of
at
Hispanic buddies that tell me that is true. Right?
right,
Yes.
like in their household, maybe their dads, their grandfathers, their uncles, they real quick go to the word nigger and negro and
I
porch monkey
hear it.
when
I hear
referring.
that.
No.
I
You know what I'm
got
saying?
Hispanic buddies. I wish I can call their names, but they be like, Joe, that stereotype is real, man.
I was
There's
just
a
saying, and
lot
by
of
no
fucking
means am I extending
slurs
it to your
thrown around
family,
about
but
black
yeah,
people with us.
that's what I've noticed
Not
in my experience with a lot of the families that I've been. Not all of them by no means, but it's been a regular theme in quite a few Hispanic families. That the older generation, it's a word, not the younger one, but it's the older generation. It's terms that they've thrown about regularly, and it's pretty common in these households. I've had
yeah.
to. My brother-in-law, unfortunately, I've had to kick out of my house for saying terms like this around my son, and I'm like, bro, we don't talk like that around my kids, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all good to have your opinion, but don't bring that shit in my house. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's the only reason I bring it up, not to any means
No, yeah.
stereotype your family or make
Yeah.
any assumptions, bro.
No. It's cool. None of my family say those words ever. Um, it just, I guess, where I was raised, who I hung around with, and all that. I mean, I could be wrong. I think I might know what porch monkey means, but I could be wrong. You know, but I know it's something bad.
So
I mean, I'm not.
here's my beef. That's essentially closing your eyes and just swinging at someone and potentially hitting someone you didn't mean to hit.
And swinging
Say
with a
that again.
bat.
If you
That's potentially closing your eyes and swinging with a bat. If you don't take time to familiarize yourself, you just picked up a weapon, a baseball bat, and you're swinging it in the dark, saying, "I'm not even sure what this weapon is or does." That's what he's saying.
Joe, is it a good idea if I share the urban, like if I share what it means, like a website that shows what it means? Is that okay, Joe?
Yes. I think you
Okay.
should. I was gonna say
So
it my damn self. So
let's kind of educate on what it means. That's pretty small. Let me try to blow it up.
You'll have to read it, bro.
I kind of don't want to get some words in there, but it's kind of hard to not do that. So
I mean, it may be unsettling, but unfortunately,
laziness,
to learn, you have to
slang
suffer.
originally held to highlight segregation-induced laziness of Negroes in the civil rights era America. The movie too attempts to reconceptualize the word by proposing that there's nothing inherently black about the porches, monkeys, or laziness. So that was a movie that was titled about it. But let's just go back to it. It's a slang originally held to highlight the segregation-induced laziness of Negroes in the pre-civil rights era.
It literally
America.
came from white motherfuckers driving through the town, and when they see black motherfuckers on their porch, they came with those lazy porch monkeys.
Just because they were sitting on the porch doing nothing wrong.
Yes, they gave a negative connotation for what they were doing. Yes, and they came up with that shit, and they use it all the time, and as a slur for black
Now,
motherfuckers.
did you know that, Ice Cold, until tonight, or?
No, I didn't. I just all I knew was it was bad, and I knew that word. I if I remember right, I know I was under 10 years old, and that's how long it's been that I've known that word, and I haven't even used that word in a long time. Into just Sunday.
How many times did you use that word?
Not a lot. I'll tell you that much.
Twice?
I would say maybe no more since then until now. I would say maybe no more than maybe four times.
Do you see how dangerous it is saying a word that you didn't know what it meant?
He does now, I guarantee you.
Yeah, I mean, I do. I mean, like I said, I knew it was bad, but I didn't think people on YouTube were gonna take it like that.
What is that, Joe?
That's the chat. I'm just letting motherfuckers know that I'm seeing. I'm trying not to interrupt motherfuckers. Somebody.
Oh, cool. So, what have you learned from this situation, and what do you have to say to those that have been offended by this?
I mean, just like I told Joe Cool, I apologized, and I meant it from the bottom of my heart. I'm not gonna say it again, of course. But besides Joe, I'm not talking about you, bro. Like everybody else, if they don't want to believe me, they still want to call me racist. Fuck it, call me racist then. I mean, they don't know me, they don't know how I am. They just go by from what they see on the video. Fine, that's them. But me in reality, I ain't like that. Like I
I'm
said, I
just
love
learning.
everybody. I
I'm
love everybody.
just learning. I'm just learning that that's even a possibility. Very recently, until very recently, I thought a motherfucker come out of that shit. They must be racist. I talked to some friends, and they explained to me, Joe, that in a time of anger, motherfuckers wants to lash out. They're looking for what hurt the most.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, those are the tools at hand.
yeah. See, and that was the reason why I did it, because I wanted his punk ass to come out. I wanted to rip his head off. That's why I said it. But he was nothing but a bitch, and he didn't want to come down. That was the only reason why I said that. And when I say things and when I'm pissed, sometimes there's times that I watch what I say, but there's times that if I just black out, I'm just talking shit, boom, 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 rambling. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying half of the time.
I don't know. I just feel like if there was, like in that video, there was two other people that are really well known in this community, and they're throwing insults
Had
left and
they
right.
not been there, that is interesting. Had they not been there, no way that comes out of your mouth. Now thinking about it, no way you do that on an audit alone. It's not even in your toolkit. Or it would have came out by now.
The
It's
what?
logical that
The word?
that environment. Yes, you'd have said something racist before or something. While you're alone, you've never done that alone. But suddenly you were two of the biggest superstars, perhaps unconsciously. That shit bled over, and you was like, "I gotta get this nigga ass. Hey, get your ass," and you.
Yeah, but like I said, I didn't do it for them. I don't do anything for anybody. That was just me. I
No,
mean,
but I get what
what?
they're saying, because like I've kind of been guilty of somewhat the same situation, man. That there's an audit I did, man, the Hardburger one, where I was overly vulgar and overly excessive, and at the moment, like I said, I knew the two guys I was with. It wasn't a moment of being with someone, but it was a moment of thinking that's what people wanted to see. So
Oh yes, been there.
no doubt, I was being me and being vulgar and aggressive to the cop, but I was over aggressive and over like fuck you and motherfucker.
Yes.
I did too much, because in the moment I thought that's what they wanted. That's what YouTube.
Hey,
That's what the people I was
Southside,
with.
that dictates my actions on cop watches now.
And yeah, I've
On
been
what I
consciously
see,
aware of it now.
yes, I am so conscious of that shit now. Yes, I do not want that shit to dictate. I do not want to be that guy who chases any fucking clicks, subs, views. I'm unwilling to change and alter as any motherfucker. I'm very slow to fucking change. Disorderly. He'd be like, Joe, it's simple. You put tags on here, you do this and that, and you change the fucking title, nigga. With the views you get, look at the bread you get, blah, blah. Yeah, but at the same time, I see motherfuckers. I see how miserable my buddies are. I'm with a lot of niggas. I hear motherfuckers, I'll be like, dude, why would you do that? I must for my channel to survive. That's how serious this shit gets.
And that's how
I
I
don't
thought
want
that
to be a
video,
part of
man.
that.
I sit back and I look at that video and I think, dude, I made a fool of myself. And I answer to them. People ask the video I regret. I tell them it's that one. I never told them why. It's the first time I'm telling it, but because I felt I intentionally, consciously overdid it for the sake of YouTube itself, whether it was the company I kept or the views I wanted to get. I intentionally put in
Yes,
too much
yes.
for
Hey,
YouTube.
and I know motherfuckers who crossed that line so long ago that they are entrenched that this is what you do. Whatever it is that got you that views, and I feel sorry. I know motherfuckers who, when they first videos was niggas getting shot and just dramatic shit. And now this is what they think they have to keep up with. Is fucking scary.
Amen. Yeah, that's why my shit's changed now, man. I'm not as vulgar. I'm not as confrontational. Like, that made me realize what was
You
I
have a
really
great
doing.
reputation.
But
You
that's
have a
what I said.
sterling reputation.
But
Do you feel like? Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Do you feel like Ice Cold, the company you were with, don't think that word meant anything because of freedom of speech?
Oh wow, that's heavy. That's heavy. Wow, let me shut the fuck up.
And did it?
Hey, Golden, have you been up here long? Hey, baby, how you doing?
Welcome, Golden.
Hey.
Sorry, welcome.
No, it's
And,
okay. I'm just listening.
and part two, did you have that freedom of speech attitude up until learning what the word meant?
All right, the first question. I don't know if they know what that word means. I don't even know if they even probably heard me from everybody screaming and talking trash and this and that. So I honestly I don't know. I think they should know. They should know, I guess. What was the second question?
My second question was the freedom of speech. Did you feel like it was a freedom of speech situation up until learning what the word actually meant?
Like I said, I mean, I wasn't thinking straight.
When that shit slipped out your mouth, though, did you know you made a mistake?
Yeah, after when I caught
as it
myself,
slipped
yeah.
out, did you realize, fuck?
Yeah,
Or did you?
after when I thought about like, damn, I just said that.
At some point, you did. Be
Yeah.
like, fuck, yeah.
I'll be right back, Golden. You're in charge.
Okay. I have a question. I wasn't there ice cold when this occurred. What context did you say it? I heard you say you said it out of anger, but was it like how Joe Cool says it?
Like
It was like he said it good when he said he was trying to draw that person out. The person who smacked his camera went behind a barrier, and he was desperate to draw that motherfucker out. So there was a ramp up. Everybody was throwing insults, and I think he meant it in the worst fucking way possible. I don't want to step in his
Okay,
shoes.
so this was a black dude that you said this to?
Yeah.
Okay. But I wouldn't be too hard on yourself. And I'm going to tell you why. I think everyone fucks up. Even though I don't say it, I have never said it actually, but I mean, everyone fucks up and everyone says it. Now, it says things in anger. I'm not saying that they say derogatory remarks like that, but I wouldn't be too hard on yourself. The fact that you felt guilt after saying it says a lot. And I know people in this community that don't feel any guilt after saying it. So
I know that's right.
yeah,
These
there's no
niggas will sit up and
qualms about it.
justify it, Golden.
Yeah.
They'll justify it.
So the fact that you feel guilt and you feel like, oh shit, I fucked up, and man, you're owning up to it. You're
That's a big
manning up.
deal.
You're
I've had
taking
people-
accountability and
how I grew up,
responsibility.
Golden.
So
Don't
I give you props
understand.
for that. I wouldn't hold it against yourself. I'm not holding it against you.
Now, when I asked you
Very
earlier
good.
your thoughts on the Massel report, you said "fuck them, they're assholes." Now that you know what the word meant, do you
Nah, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I said they're stupid.
They're stupid. So I stayed corrected.
Don't put words in my mouth
I
and make
stayed
it your
corrected.
word.
I stayed corrected. I was trying to make you laugh. I stayed corrected. All right. You said
made me laugh.
Do you still feel they are like that now? Do you feel like they're still, as you said, stupid?
I do because I mean everybody. I mean, ain't nobody perfect. Everybody must have said something to another person that's out of their race. They said something. So how are they gonna sit there and judge a person for one thing? I mean, like I said, I know it was bad, but how are they gonna sit there and say, "Oh, he's racist"? Oh, because he said this. And it's like
Do you
it's
feel
like,
like it's judging or shining a light on something that was wrong? Because I
It's
look at it
both.
as shining a light on something that was wrong.
I-
Which you do acknowledge it was wrong, correct?
yeah.
He
I
did
mean,
it
I'm
18 times. He also said both. It can't be both. Motherfucker can be shining the light and be judgmental at the same time if that's possible.
Oh yeah, I agree because like Joe pointed out earlier, he has no track record of ever showing any. If again, like I can't go back to when you first came out. Like I said, I'm subscribed to Ice Cold, but I subscribed to him later on through somebody else. But if there's no history of him being any type of way, and he acknowledged his mistake and apologized, and we'll see what his character brings in the future.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was trying to say.
All right, here's a spider web. You ready for a spider web? So here's a spider web.
Hold on. Give me a second. Like exactly what he said. That's what I've been trying to say. Like, I mean, if I was racist or prejudiced, whatever they want to say it,
Mhm.
don't you think I'll always be saying something about this race or that
I
race?
think you would. I know you've
Yeah.
gotten mad before. I
It's
have to
difficult to
believe
hide that
that it
kind
would
of
have
shit.
came out.
Yeah,
It's difficult to hide racism. I mean, you can try to fake it for a while, but
Well,
eventually that shit's going to come to light. You can't bury that kind of
my
stuff,
guy,
you know?
my guy, you know I come at you with love, right?
Yeah.
You went on with two of the biggest YouTubers in this community and said something you shouldn't have said. What did you expect was going to happen? You see what I'm saying?
Honestly, yeah, I didn't think about that.
So I
get it.
really don't want you to look at Masshole Report as a stupid when, come on,
I mean, I do because I mean, they're judging me. I mean, okay, I don't know them, but it's like saying, bro, I mean, why are you judging that person for? Do you
They
know him?
showed the
No.
video and said the word was wrong, which we all agree the word is wrong. So I don't know where the judging is.
I think Sancho is saying that as far as his side, as people shine the light, that's all they're guilty of shine the light, and therefore they really are not guilty of anything. You or I was very popular people, expect some motherfuckers, and you said that expect some motherfuckers to talk about it.
No
I think
names.
I
No
think
names here, but they also shine a light on other racists who don't act like you are, who don't have accountability, who still run and hide like little pussies.
And those other races have
Or
done it
make it
repeatedly.
yes, or make apologies that are disingenuous and then
Or
keep
make
saying it over and
excuses.
over.
So
Yes,
in
or
my opinion,
excuses.
that light needs to be shined on you, but the way you're reacting after is what matters. And you're taking accountability and you're being educated. Unlike other people, like pieces of shit like Glenn Serio, and I don't want to say the other one with the 3 letters in it.
I mean,
I
yeah,
don't think I know Lencerio, so we're safe.
that's why I tell everybody I'm still learning. Everybody still learn something new every single day, no matter what.
I agree,
Like they
bro.
say, oh, you can't show well, how is it you can't show an old dog a new tricks or some
Can't
shit?
teach an old dog new tricks.
Yeah, see,
You have to be open-minded enough to be able to accept that knowledge, though. A lot of people aren't.
But you're a puppy in the auditing
Exactly, Golden.
yeah,
Well said.
yeah. I'm
And
still
I
in the
feel
pond. I'm not in the river. It's like I got to go through the pond to get to the rivers, from the river to the ocean.
But I feel like I feel what Sancho's
You're right.
saying, man. Like you can't hate the messenger for putting it out there. Like Masshole, like maybe it's just the way they handled it that you didn't like. Maybe if they had you on and rapped with you and got your side of the story rather than just blasting immediately,
Yeah,
you may not feel
exactly.
so cold. But you can't really hate the person who puts it out there and how others react to it. Like it's the other people in the community that may be, ridiculing you and all that. Masshole just put it out
Admittedly,
there for
all I
people to
saw
see.
was a clip, and it was a very short clip, but it was just I know Kate's voice and someone else reacting, and she was like, "Oh my God!" and the guy said something like, "Oh, that's horrible."
We all thought
I didn't see them go in on him. He's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Nobody sent me a clip of that shit.
I'm
Yeah,
going
that's
to
what
tell
I'm
you
saying.
right
So,
now, you experience softcore porn when it comes to what they did to you.
oh yeah, but honestly, yeah,
They
they took it
reacted.
easy. Honestly, that shit was.
They reacted to a video, and everyone has the same reaction. They didn't go through your arrest report. They didn't check and see how many arrests you have. They didn't expose your criminal history like they've done with other people.
Like there's some
So
people in here that they stay on 24/7. Like they scratch their ass wrong and they post that.
I got an experience with that shit, which is why I've always wanted to meet Kate. But my introduction to her, not literally, I just met her maybe a week ago or something, but was through what's her name? Tow truck girl Danielle kept telling me about Turtle Boy Sports. I didn't know what it was. And every day she was balling for hours, and I looked at her and I thought, oh my God, poor baby. And I didn't watch. But after that shit go off, she would call crying every fucking time.
are you
So
still in communication with her?
yeah, that's was what I thought of Turtle Boy Sports at the time. That was my affiliation. Oh my God, they hurt people. I didn't, that's all I figured. I don't,
So are you still chatting with her?
We do. Yeah, want me to show you a pic? Oh, this ain't the phone. This is a different phone. Fuck what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Again, ice cold. I wouldn't be too hard on yourself. In fact, I have somebody that just came at me yesterday. I believe it was yesterday or the day before. Which I know it's a fake ass name, Sharon Beaver, which is a dude. By the way, Sharon Beaver, this motherfucker. Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now. Do you know who this person is? Okay.
I'm
Now
not
I'm
sure.
gonna tell you right now. It's a dude. Gave me his number, which it's his number. Sancho knows what the fuck I'm talking about. Gave me his real number, right? And told me that he had something to say to me because I'm the end lover in this community,
What the
and
fuck?
and he also has some just left comments in my video and talking about I'm a coward and Joe's a coward and he wants us to call him so he can tell us how he really feels about blacks and how people don't like him because they're black. They don't like him because they're thieves and whatever the fuck. And I said, and yeah, so we're cowards for not calling him, by the way, but he's a fucking coward for not getting up here and talking to us and showing us and not using some bullshit ass fucking
And how about
name.
this, Golden? How about this? He's a coward because
Right.
he'll say
Rewind.
something, to you in your comments or on phone that he's unwilling to say
Right?
in chat because he knows
Yeah.
how unpopular and wrong it is.
Joe,
But he'll
his
say
little
it
bitch
to hurt
ass
you if
gets
he
up on
gets you in
panel
private.
though.
Joe,
Yeah,
can
and then
we
his
unlock
little
private,
bitch
he'll
ass
hurt
gets
you
up
with
on
it.
panel.
Time out. Golden,
Uses
time
a
out.
stupid ass name on panel yesterday, or I think it was yesterday or the day before. Gets up on panel and goes, I just want to tell Golden I don't like you, and then jumps off.
Hold on.
And I think
Let's
that was the
unpack
same
this.
person.
Let's unpack this. You were on Emo Stream, and you responded to somebody who said that disgusting word you already said, that disgusting comment that you were labeled as on your YouTube page, correct?
Yeah, they actually went back and they erased it.
So here's what the person did. They put a phone number on, they said, call me, and they labeled her what they labeled her, and they posted a phone number. Golden Eyes on Emo's stream decides to read the phone number out loud. I decide to email her privately and explain to her why I think it was a horrible idea.
I yelled over the number as she was reading it. I tried to yell and talk over it. Yeah,
like, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. Because 99% of the time, it's someone else's phone number that person doesn't like. If I don't like Joe Cool, I'm going to troll people with Joe Cool's phone number to fuck with Joe Cool. So guess what?
I never thought of that, man.
Golden Eyes has experienced the 1%. It was the real person's fucking phone number.
Yep, sure was.
How the fuck
Sure
did
the
you
fuck
know that? You
was.
saw it? How
Yep,
could you know
sure
it's the real
did. And
person?
we're like, oh, you don't want to fucking talk, coward? You don't want to talk? Oh, yeah, Nah.
So did you call initially nervous?
Fucking
Because
dick.
please walk us through your feelings when you're dialing that phone number, digit by digit. What are you feeling?
One, I blocked my number. I'm not a fucking idiot. And two, I didn't even talk to him. It's not even worth it. I just wanted to make sure that I didn't dox someone unnecessarily. I didn't mean to do that. That was my I was more concerned about that than anything. I didn't want anybody to get here's this dick and he's putting in someone else's phone number.
Oh man.
Yeah. So yeah, let me find this comment that I'm supposedly lying about. I'm gonna find this motherfucker.
So can you unpack that? Some troll literally went at her, and I'm Joe. You do use that word troll very loosely, by the way. You've labeled me a troll at one point, FYI. Literally,
this isn't a troll. This is a racist fucking pig. This is a racist
If I
pig.
said, I probably meant it because there are motherfuckers labeled as trolls who I refuse to call trolls.
Piece of shit. Okay, piece of shit. This piece of shit decided to use racial slurs, and when they use the racial slurs, they essentially attach their own fucking phone number to it. And that is so fucking rare.
Mm-hmm.
That is so fucking rare. I was worried about you, and I wanted to make sure you didn't continue to do it because I know passion and I know when people are angry, they do what they do. But, oh, man,
I can't. It's one thing. I that's my pet peeve, and I just can't handle it. The racist shit. Yeah, honestly, I wish we could line you all up and fucking just get rid of you one by one.
So Hot Tow Truck Girl might be on my wish list of people to have on my show. I'm not, I'm not giving you my Christmas list or anything, but I'm just saying.
I have motherfuckers telling me, let her know I'll give her $250, I'll give her $300, blah blah blah, for an interview.
Oh, she wants to get paid to do an interview?
No, motherfuckers offer and I counsel her and she says no. I tell her, I gotta tell you, I think it's only fair. But she says no. I remember one time she was like, I'll do it. I was like, are you sure, motherfucker? I told you it is. And she was like, you're right. I just need some fucking money. But hell no, I'm not doing that shit. So
hey, listen, I interviewed News Now Houston and was very careful.
I hear what you're saying, bro. I hear what you're saying. I like to think that she's a big girl and the decision will have to be hers. If she say yes, she's got to live with
and
it.
There's no reason to rip somebody for not going for the jugular on the first interview with everything about his past. It's called building relationship with somebody, so when you do present that question, they know it comes from a good place. Like Ice Cold Audits tonight, he knows every question I'm throwing at him is with love and from a good place because we already know each other before this interview, before me asking the questions. I can't do that with News Now. I can't go for the jugular. Literally, he thought he was going to be on for 3 minutes. He was on for over an hour. He had his finger on the mouse pad waiting because who the fuck is this El Sancho? Who is this guy? Who the fuck is this guy? So literally, he was about to jump off, and I didn't want to go to the jugular right away. I got to build relationship before we get to the serious questions, in my opinion. I don't think that's cowardly. Joe Cole, we just lost him. Hopefully he'll be back.
Okay, here is the comment. People dislike blacks because of their behavior, not that they're ugly. Truth hurts. Then they said,
My bad. I do that shit often.
oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. I apologize.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Like you're reading the trolls comment. Go ahead.
Yeah, fuckers.
When was your first troll, Golden, and how surprised were you that you have a troll?
My first troll actually was like real troll. After the whole doxing episode.
After
that's when I started getting
the recent shit.
Yes. Then I started getting the Golden Army. They were my first trolls.
So from a
you
1
got
to 10,
indoctrinated big time.
Yeah.
From a 1 to 10, 10 being bad, how bad was the whole doxing thing?
Oh, it was bad.
People wonder why I don't want to show my real face and my real name. Come on,
well,
motherfuckers.
The thing is, it was very personal. It wasn't like I don't like you. They're gonna just but this was a very personal thing.
Yeah.
And it was done out of
malicious intent.
Totally. And it was done to hurt me as much as possible.
Yeah, I know how that is.
And it was done by somebody that I really cared about. That's the most fucked up part of it.
Yeah.
And
I agree on that.
It had it been done by a stranger, fuck it. It is what it is. And but you really take the time to get to know someone for months, and then some shit like that happens. You just don't think that something like that would happen by somebody that you care about, that you thought cared about you enough not to want to do some shit like that anyway.
So let's ask everybody else. So let's ask everyone else. What's your troll defense weapon mechanism? Is there any troll defense weapon mechanism?
Here's
and
mine.
what is that?
I'm glad you asked, and here's mine. First of all, my first troll. I was like, holy fuck, I got a troll. I'm blowing up. That was my comment to him. You're like, I was like, thanks for the sub, nigga. You're like, what? I didn't sub and all of that shit. That was my first one. But I am patient, yo. I will actually, I don't fucking buy no motherfucker. Actually, I had some die nigga repeated shit. I asked him to stop and they repeated, and I had to get rid of them. But I'm patient. I always tell him, Joe, you're a dumb nigga, blah blah blah. I will take the time to tell them, listen, I'm smarter than you are. I know the difference between fucking this, that, and the opposite. You know the difference between string theory and M theory. Then they tell me something else. You know, I will fucking tell them you are wrong. You don't know me. You assume too much, and I will fucking wear them down. My trolls, at some point, they all went. They all, if they did, I had a few left leaving a negative comment, and the follow comment would be, Joe, I love you, man. I got to give you shit, bro. And even those niggas left. And then when I got doxxed, yes, I got a ton of motherfuckers over from those cats. But those niggas left. I don't know. I'm patient, man. I'm patient. That's what
What
I
about
want.
the Drama Dome? What about the Drama Dome over there?
I don't know nothing about it. I know not. Oh, you talking about nothing now? Okay.
I'll tell you this: you people ain't seen trolls.
I was about to say you're asking the right guy.
You people ain't seen trolls. What's happened to y'all is petty, petty, petty.
Come on, my guy. Come to me, my guy. Come to me.
Oh, I don't reveal the information of a great.
Tell us how shitty it can get. Then
By the way, it can get shitty enough. It can introduce with your family life. It can introduce with your criminal history. You know, everybody knows I got a criminal history. Hell, I was caught with drugs what 2 years ago, whatever it was. Ain't no big deal. I failed drug test, methamphetamines. I never hit it. You know, and that's one thing the trolls have never been able to get on me because I've said my shit from day one. But they'll sure try. There's one troll that happened. A couple of them. Native Johnson. He got me a little bit over on the airport. He got me triggered up. But there's that one, and then one other one I can't speak of. But when time comes, all will be played. Here's the deal about trolling people. When you think you're being trolled, start trolling back.
I don't know about that. To me, that's like saying if Michael Jackson, Jordan dunks on you, play his game and dunk him back. If you want to get them back, that's one thing. For you to choose their tactics, that's not wise. It shows a lack of imagination.
Oh, I didn't say do the same shit on a troll.
All right.
You ain't got to copy their troll.
Fuck Sharon Beaver. Fuck Sharon Beaver. Yeah, you went back, you piece of shit, and fucking deleted your comments. But guess what? We get an email every time you put a comment in one of our videos. Therefore, it's always on record. Fucking idiot.
Who else is afraid of Sharon Beaver living rent-free in Golden's Head right now?
No, I'm looking at the email. This is another one I said that they deleted both of those comments, by the way. It says, if you want to hear what I think of blacks, call me, you white piece of trash. And then gives me the phone number.
Anyway, I want to tell everybody on YouTube, the new YouTubers, y'all are lucky that the OG trolls ain't trolling no more.
Like, are we talking swatting trolls?
I'm talking trolls that have no line they won't cross.
Swatting, yeah.
Just to see you fall to laugh.
Have you had any update on that El Sancho porn bomb troll that tried to hit you?
Yeah, it came out the same IP as you did.
Oh, God.
How did it say the same IP as me when I was on with you?
I don't know how they did it. I'm just telling you what happened.
That doesn't make sense. It has the same IP as me?
What came back to?
I was on with you. Is that why?
That's how I got your IP.
Right, but that person was on with you as well, trying to porn bomb it.
That's how I got their IP. I don't know if he's trying to porn bomb me or not, but I mean, they got up there.
Could they have used my IP to troll you?
It cannot be a thing, right?
Yeah, you can use someone else's IP and make a. You can mask an IP.
Right.
It's not something that normal Joe knows how to do, but I'm just saying, yeah.
I was hoping we'd find out who it was.
Well, you say you got pros after you.
Yeah, I was. You know, the creepiest thing is my introduction to him was I clicked on a link. Like someone just said, "Hey, listen, this guy's awesome." I clicked on it, and all of a sudden he's talking to El Sancho, and I'm thinking my cell phone's hacked. I'm like, "What the fuck?" And he goes, "El Sancho, show your face, show your face." And I'm like, "What is going on here?" Someone tried to go on pretending it's me, so I hopped on to let him know, "Hey, that wasn't me. This is me. This is who I am." And in the middle of talking, this dude comes back in. And that's when he tried to capture his information while we were on with him. And he jumped off and jumped off and shit. But I was so looking forward to finding out who did that.
So, El Sancho, let me ask you a question. You've been asking questions tonight. So, what was your agenda here tonight?
My show it kind of spews in multiple directions as far as conversation goes. I'm gonna warn you now. My agenda was great conversation, education, and having a good time.
So, you telling me you had none of this planned or wrote down how it was going to go?
No, I was actually on with Joe Cool for about an hour plus, and Southside was on as well. And I'm like, you know what? Let's carry this conversation over my show, right, guys?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I just asked you.
Golden was too. I mean, 3 of the 6 people that were on that stream, 4 of the 6 people were there.
Well, I'm not calling you a liar, buddy. I mean, I'm just
that's why I started with the whole sovereign citizen thing, because that was a big conversation with Jeff is here. So I said, hey, I'm going to continue it because like Jeff felt bad because I was kind of outnumbered there, and I was like, no, this is great. I don't mind this, and I said I don't mind it so much. I'm going to continue it on my channel.
Cool. I was just curious.
I would not let him bullshit you. Not now. This was going to be a totally different stream. He acting not right because of the people who hopped on this panel. But when he started off, I say that he had totally different intentions. He was about to slam us and talk about how shitty auditors are, and then he was going to guide this, in my opinion. And then he was going to guide the conversation. And then he was going to guide the conversation to get the worst out of them niggas in chat, in my opinion.
I don't know why you feel that bad at me after almost 3 hours of vibing.
Because of where you come in.
I'm hurt by that.
It was okay, goddammit, because it was funny to fucking alter other motherfuckers' lives, man.
Alter their lives? What does that mean?
It means that's why you got all these Sanchos after you and shit. It's the game you play. You gotta expect motherfuckers to come after you. You saying, trying to reason why it's not, your actions will show, because that's what got you here.
So, Ice Cold Audits, let me ask you a question. Did I not email you this stream prior to me going live?
I didn't get it. I just I got the notification.
Joe Cool,
but you always do though.
Yes, you did.
There was no intention besides having a conversation.
Didn't you just tell me that you didn't
pre-plan it? I disagree, bro. I don't think because you emailed me a stream, nothing changed.
Hold on, let Joe talk, and then we'll go to Not Now. Go ahead. Joe, go ahead.
I was going to say, just because you sent me an email, that proves nothing. I was here. When I came in, you was on some bullshit. You was talking that shit. So what do you think about these sobs and blah, blah? You was taking this in a whole different area, and just because you sent me a fucking link means nothing. When I got on here and honored that link, you changed, in my opinion.
No. I shared a YouTube video that for some reason you think is words that came out of my mouth because the video wasn't shown.
I don't
know.
You shared a video about soft sits.
For the first time that I didn't watch myself, because I wanted to discuss what it was and who do we think out there are, a la an Alex Jones. You're so much in this auditing community box that you got to open, because you're a very intelligent dude. You got to open that mind up outside of the auditing world.
I disagree, bro. You come through the door, you get what you deserve. And as far as that video, you still haven't changed my mind. You might have changed somebody else's. I still heard you say after seeing the vid. So what about these auditors? Who do you think? Which one of these are sob sits or whatever the fuck?
So I said auditors.
No. I'm sure I'm misphrasing whatever you said, but I heard how you said it and where you were going with it.
I never used the word auditors.
So I still saw with my own eye. Okay, hang on a word because you need to fucking change the subject.
You're hanging on a word. You're hanging on a word.
I was wrong for the fucking 4th time. So why don't you say you said auditors again? I don't even know exactly what came out your fucking mouth. But I'm telling you, it was meant to direct the crowd in a different fucking direction.
I wanted names. I wanted people to have discussions. I was by myself. I
Yes,
shared a
you're entitled to
video.
your opinion. I'm entitled to mine. Are you gonna beat me up because I have a different opinion?
There's nobody beating you up. No, we're having a conversation, my guy. Nobody's beating you up.
Oh,
Just trying
okay.
to
I
figure
feel like
out.
when you went there with that bullshit about, see, you're so locked in your box, you were trying to take it personal. I'm
No,
gonna
I do
hold
think
my
that, though.
opinion.
I do genuinely think you're locked in a box, and you think I'm always going after auditors when auditors wasn't even brought up until you came on.
Yes, I would agree with that. And again, you hang on that fucking word. And again, time will tell. I'm not gonna listen to nothing that come out your fucking mouth because your introduction.
You don't even know. You can recite my introduction, yet it bothers you so much.
Oh my God, I can't recite your whole fucking introduction. That means I must be wrong.
No, but
I
you're
bet you
bothered
I
by
know
some.
enough, and I bet you I can run through that now, but that's a waste of time because because I was on panel. When you revealed your alter ego, you know I'm well acquainted with the way you into this shit. So what are we talking about?
So I got a question. You said you didn't plan this, but then again here you're sending pre-planned emails out. That's kind of a plan, ain't it?
No, I sent links for everyone to come on. I do it every show.
Yeah, he does.
So you pre-planned it.
I sent the links out because I don't want to talk to myself the whole time.
No.
I want conversations. I want to have.
Hey, look, man, don't ain't no reason to be up in arms. Hell, I'm just
No. I have a very high-powered microphone, just for the record. So if I talk loud, it's because.
Well, no, your pitch of your voice changed, buddy. It's all right.
Oh, it's I'm Irish too. I talk loud. Sorry, but I always send no links. I sent one to Michael Malloy as well. Like, do you think Michael Malloy is gonna hop on here and talk sovereign?
You'd be surprised what Mike Malloy do.
Seriously,
I have a question. Actually, it's not my question. It's Kev's question, and he's been trying to get your attention for a while. But he wants to know what happened. I know you were doing El Sancho Sundays with NNE. What happened with that? I mean, you don't have to answer. I'm just asking.
I was following a story with a security guard in Josh Abrams that was working to get closure with, and I was promised a video, and Joe was also promised a video of the manager admitting that the guy was fired. That video.
I remember that.
That video was supposed to come in 24 hours. Brian got into a car accident, was in the hospital. That Tuesday, I took a break for karaoke. I come back on Wednesday, essentially telling Josh ahead of time, "Hey, come on, let's see this video." He no-shows. Everyone on panels agreeing. Brian is telling me he doesn't have any integrity and he's no longer a mod. Everyone's on my page. 702 is begging them to take it down. And Archichick, Josh turns on everyone who agreed with me for about an hour or two. And essentially that night it was not even discussed. And Josh came on asking Brian why he's no longer a mod. And Brian goes, "Well, because I'm not a mod on your channel." And then I hopped on like, "Wait a minute. We just had a 20-minute discussion. We just had a 20-minute discussion on integrity and how he's banned over 55 people on your channel and you don't want him as a mod no more." It's on video, my guy. Go look.
He folded immediately, huh?
It's still on video. It's still on video. Go look at it. He folds like beyond belief. And I called him out. And then I asked for the video, and Josh goes, "He doesn't work on my time and go fuck myself, and he wants to box me. And he wants me to show my face." And
I got a text, but not now, maybe later if I can says I hate to say this, but don't let Sancho bullshit you. You can mask an IP, but StreamYards authenticates YouTube channel coming up, which can't be masked at all. It verifies directly through YouTube. That is a fact that can be verified through StreamYards and YouTube.
That is a fact. It can't be masked on StreamYards.
Directly authenticated from StreamYards, YouTube, no IP, no VPN. He's lying and it's easily shown.
No, I'm not lying. I never said.
Not you. I'm saying that's what they're telling me to tell you about.
Okay. You have to say. I never said it was masked.
That I'm lying about that?
Yes, that's saying you're lying and it's easily shown.
I was on my cell phone with him through my StreamYard, through my
the most uneducated computer motherfucker you can be rapping with. I don't know what that means.
Honestly, I don't know how to defend that. I was on my cell phone begging him.
You want somebody illiterate computer guy? That's me.
Shit. I gotta call this girl, bro.
I've been chasing him down for days to give me this answer. He can attest to that.
I'll take you upstairs with me, man. But I'm gonna kill my mic right now.
Oh, he's been chasing me around for days for the answer. He has. I'd be wondering if I'm just saying.
If I'm what?
I don't know, man. I get this feeling about you. I don't think I trust you.
It was.
I think you have a hidden agenda, and you're very poorly at showing it or trying to hide it, I guess.
Okay, what do you think my agenda is?
I don't know yet. I'm learning.
Whatever it is, it's to hurt this community.
I'm learning. I ain't gonna accuse you of nothing because I don't know.
Actually, I'm gonna give it to not now, maybe later. At least he is forward and straight about how he feels. I know people that will lie in your face about being your friend, and behind your back they're freaking setting you up to see if you're gonna backstab them. It's ridiculous. It's like, well, just come out and say you don't trust me. What the fuck? Don't sit there and feed me information and then just wait and see if I give it to someone else. It's bullshit. It's a fucking game.
Welcome to the world.
Jesus. I mean, seriously. And then in my face, you're like, oh you're my friend. I love you. Okay. All right.
Girlfriend. What's up, girlfriend? Look, man, I ain't got nothing against you. I'm just learning. That's all I'm doing. I'm learning. I'm always on arms with people I don't know. You gotta understand. I know what a troll is. I've seen trolls and I've seen pieces of shit. I'm just cautious.
Right.
Not saying you're either one.
I'm not saying become blood brothers, but I've been nothing but good to everybody for the past 3 hours. I mean, that's. I mean, Jesus Christ! I feel like I'm on probation with you guys. This is kind of crazy. Ice Cold, I've dealt with for 2-3 weeks. He knows me. I thought Joe knows me because I've talked to him for a couple of weeks. Golden Eyes, I've talked to for a couple of weeks, but
I gotta agree with. I gotta agree with Joe. Well, you started this thing out. I mean, I think you were heading a different direction with it, and then it got changed.
I strongly disagree, and I'm sorry you both feel that way. Honestly,
hey, don't feel that. Wait, let me tell you something. I live in the United States. Hang on, I live in the United States of America. I'm not sure where you live, but in the United States of America, a man is innocent until he's proven guilty. Don't ever admit to guilt. Because sorry is an admission of guilt.
Certain way. I don't want you to feel that way, so I usually say sorry.
Well, you can't help what my emotions do. I don't feel, but my emotions. You can't help my emotions. But I appreciate it. Like I said, I'm just cautious, man. And hey, don't feel bad about being on probation. I got 3 years of that shit.
I've never been arrested before.
Oh, I've been arrested a lot. I mean, shit. Let's get that out there real quick.
Is there anything else on anyone's? Is there anything else on anyone's mind? Ice Cold, I did want to say, I know you said earlier you were mad that you weren't on Mass Soul Report. If you do want to go on, I can potentially help you set that up if you want that opportunity.
Since you asked that question, so how good of friends are you with Mass Soul?
Question how good of a friends I am with Mass Soul?
Yeah, or anybody on the Mass Soul Report. I mean, I ain't got nothing against them. They ain't never done nothing to me. I'm just curious.
I've been on. I'm friendly with some people in the community.
You got the same voice that's been on there before. I just wondered.
Same voice as what?
But I've heard you on their panel before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm friendly with them.
Yeah.
Are you friendly with them?
Oh, I have no issue with them. I don't think I've ever talked to them. But I know Kate came to my stream the other day and said something about the Drama Dome and emo, and I think she left before I told her to post her link. But hey.
No, I have nothing bad to say about Mass Soul Report.
I haven't watched them enough to say anything bad, so
All right. So let's kind of see what else is on everyone's mind before we close off. On Southside, let's go with you. I'm sorry? I usually end the show not now, maybe later by doing this. It's kind of a segment that I usually do. I kind of toss it off to everyone else. So anything else on your mind, Southside?
Shit, not offhand, man. It's been a pretty good night.
Ice Cold, what's on your mind, my guy?
Nothing really. I mean, I appreciate you having me on here, at least, to clarify things up. And I mean, I don't think shit's gonna change. I know they're still gonna think like that about me, which I could care less. I know whoever knows me, like you guys, you know how I am, and that's all I care about.
Yeah, I do wish I wasn't following it as much, but I do wish I got you on that show. And I do apologize for that. But you know that I think you know me a little better than not now. Maybe later in Joe Cole do. And I wanted to give you a chance to come on and kind of, A, I wanted to have you on my panels. I've been asked you to come on for a little bit. And B, I'm glad you were given the opportunity to, have that voice. It's important to have that voice. And nobody's perfect. There's nobody on this panel that's perfect. Everyone's going to be making mistakes, and we're all going to learn from those mistakes. But that's what it's all about at the end of the day, right, guys? It's all about how you react. It's all about how you learn, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Joe Cool, what's on your mind if there's anything else we haven't discussed tonight?
I'm making chocolate milk, bro. You gotta give me a minute.
You're making taco what?
Chocolate milk. I got a cigar in my mouth.
Oh yeah. I like Yoo-Hoo, but I drink it too much to the point where I got sick of it. All right, Miss Golden Eyes, what do you got on your mind tonight that we haven't discussed?
Well, that we haven't discussed.
Yeah, is there anything else on your mind you want to get out there? Besides fuck Sharon, whatever her name is.
Sharon Bieber,
Yeah, besides that.
Honestly, I think it's just I hope that one day we can get past racism, and not just in this country, but all over the world. I mean, we know money is the root of all evil, but I think it's systematically, it's all linked together, and I don't know. I just wish everyone could look at each other with love in their hearts first. And
do you ever see that ever happening?
Not in my lifetime. I hope in my lifetime, but
see what happening.
The eradication of racism and hate in general.
Oh, you mean in our lifetime?
Yeah, I doubt it'll happen. But
If ever.
I was a bit more pessimistic until these fucking protests. I was a bit more pessimistic. Now I gotta tell you, man, white folks turned up. There were fucking trans. Everybody was in these fucking
but goddamn, there are people out there who are still like fighting tooth and nail to hang on to that shit. They are really digging in. They cannot let that go. It's like, no, I gotta, it's just that hate, that evilness. It's disgusting.
Motherfuckers out there on fucking walkers and scooters and canes.
Mm-hmm.
Was there a down? Was there a kind of, it's kind of like your birthday, Joe. Like the next day, you kind of feel like shit because not many people.
Yes, that's there as well.
Was there kind of a letdown a week after all this happened, and it's kind of like, okay, I still want to go out there and scream as loud as possible and get my voice heard, but the streets are now empty and there's no large groups anymore. Was there a letdown after that?
There were still a lot of fucking protests here every day. When my phone broke, they were still listing 5 or 6 a day. So the options were there, but you're right. The crowds had died down enormously. And I got to tell you, that first fucking few days, I wanted to set the city on fire too. But my change and all of that shit left me after a few days. I didn't realize how angry I was. So if it happened to me, I guess it was going to happen to a lot of motherfuckers. It's not gone though, because we're still acting insane here. You're probably aware of all the shootings and killings, 80 over the 4th, 13 dead, 2 of them kids. It's crazy. We have more cops here than I've ever seen anywhere in my life. Shit's still really, really weird here.
Hey, Joe. Hey, I hate to interrupt. My phone's got 5%. It's not charging because it's overheating. But I was going to say thanks for letting me on the panel. I'm going to go ahead and get off here.
Shit.
Anytime.
I'm sorry, I got to leave you too. I was supposed to be calling this girl. I'm sorry.
Right, Andrew. Bye, guys.
All right.
All right. I was gonna ask not now if he had anything on his mind, but all right. I want to thank everybody for hopping on, and anybody has any other things you guys want to talk about. If not, I want everyone to go follow Golden Eyes on YouTube. I want everyone to. Are you still doing content on YouTube, or did you make your switch to that other platform you were mentioning?
Yeah, actually, Uncontrollable is gonna. I've got set up on Trovo and Twitch. So I'm gonna go ahead and go live there, and then just upload everything on YouTube.
So you still will have a YouTube channel that's active.
Oh
right?
yeah, I still have a YouTube channel. Yeah, I just can't go live for 3 months on YouTube.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So go follow her on YouTube and Southside Slacker 210 as well. Please follow him and Ice Cold Audit. Do you have any audits that are on the way?
I was gonna go out tonight, but nah, maybe tomorrow. Not sure, but for sure this week I'll have something.
Awesome. I want to thank you all for coming on the panel, and I hate leaving with 45 people on, but we're about 3 hours right now, so I want to wish everybody a great night, and thank you for listening, and we will see you tomorrow night.
Thanks, Sancho.
All right. Have a good night.